What's up, family? I'm in the building. What up with the jazz? I can't complain. You know, it don't start at 5:30.
Yeah, I know.
For sure. We blaming you if it ain't no corn.
Right.
Miss Jones, how you doing? How you doing, Miss Jones?
Great.
Well, I can't complain.
It's
Winter,
Yeah.
on our way, but you know, she ladies always. Ain't never on time. I'm just saying. What's up, family? Let me get here and get to work. I'm sorry about that. For a minute, let me get this thing. Let me know if y'all can hear anything. Eddie Gray, Presente Day, Philly for life, Isaiah Quill, aka Mama Quill, Presente. I ain't going, Carolyn Hendricks, good brother Eddie Gray, Kobe Fatty, Shantae Rollins, A. Spragg, Love Mama, Grand Rising, family. Everybody coming in. Giving us a good angle.
Sandy, where are you sitting? That's all right. Well,
They don't know which name it is.
I've already got
They just don't know which name it is.
street lighting costs going back up. They already did that once to us.
So they're already
Yeah, just a few years ago.
You're driving.
What's up, family? I'm gonna get us some good mic service right now. I'm finna work for us. I'm on time. Yeah, I know who late. Okay, that's how I do this. My bad. Let me do this.
That was some good speaking, yes, today, Mickey.
Yes, ma'am. We good now.
Huh?
I said, no, I was making sure I had us good on this end. Okay, yeah, we good. We are good. Oh, yeah, they terrible up there, Miss Gladys.
No, they are.
We got it today, though.
We do.
Yeah, we got it today. I got it today now, Miss Gladys.
So, when is Jedediah coming back here?
Uh, I don't know. I know he in Michigan though, because he just did Charlie the Duff show.
He did?
Yeah, he was on there earlier.
All right. And, what about Mr. John?
I have no idea. Don't let me.
Because I would take him some flowers if I knew where he's at.
No, he back home.
He's back
Yeah,
home,
he went home. Yeah, he been out the hospital.
New Jersey.
Yep, he back at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause he was burning the candle at both ends, and you know,
Yes.
you just can't do that, especially with his weight,
Yeah, I
the way
got you.
he eats. You just can't do that to yourself.
Oh no, you can't. You got to get it together. I said, no, you right on that. My good brother Marcus Fielder then tapped in. Donnell Dumas, L the Golden Child, Michelle Young. You know, I like to talk to the people as they
Go
come
ahead.
in
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Avis Hopkins
All right.
and Kamala. I got you, Sir Gregory.
If I get
Chris
too,
Monique. I ain't gonna
if
let you
they
get
come
put
after
out.
me, I'm coming.
Come on back
I'm
here.
coming back here.
Come back here.
That's right.
It's safer back here anyway.
Well, it is. That's, you see, I ain't sitting up front no more. It's too easy for them to pick me up.
I keep telling you. Just me, what it do? Now that's a good picture right there. Mr. Classic, what it do? Sarah P. Cassandra Scott. Y'all see I got that. Y'all see I'm working up in here. Can y'all hear what's going on, family? Linda Kuntz. Thanks for tapping in. Can y'all hear at the sound of my voice? If y'all can't hear, I'm gonna keep it on me. I'm gonna keep it on me if y'all don't tell me y'all can hear. Oh, you can. What's up, common sense? That's what it do. That's what it do. I know y'all ain't want to see me anyway. Y'all want to see other people, the council people. I'm finna put it back on y'all. What's up, Alona Calloway, Lang? Okay, good and clear. That's all I wanted to hear. Good and clear. Good and clear. All right, we're good. What's up, T from the D? Eddie. Oh, good and clear. Okay, that's all I want to know. Y'all got me coming up here, working hard, but I'll do it for y'all all over again. What's up, Meat Freak in the building? That's Meat Freak's barbecue. I did talk to Lindsay hours ago. She said, I'm gonna be there on time. So I said I wasn't gonna bug her. What up, KP? Riri, oh, she on her way. She did call and said she was gonna be en route, but you know, it don't start to 5:30. She ain't usually this early. Dana O'Brien, thanks for tapping back. Oh, so far great. Hey, I did it for you, Dana. I did it for you. I brought the microphone up here today. Hey, the beautiful Sherry Allen, thanks for tapping in. And I put it on Do Not Disturb so we can get it straight through with no problem. Hey, what up with you? All right. Yeah. Nah, you know, listen, I'm here to serve y'all. We're gonna do the best we can do. If we not, we're gonna do it till we get it right. Wanda Smith, thanks for tapping in. Oh, she on her way, man. Felicia Martinez, thanks for tapping in. Y'all know what? Oh, the people coming in. Y'all don't want to see me no more. Come on down. It's like the soul. Christine Chandler. It's like the soul train line right now. Hey, y'all smash that like button while y'all coming in. Please hit that, smash that like button. Marcia A. Talbot, just smash that like button. Michelle Smith, a.k.a. Ann. Hey, listen, anytime I do something wrong, I'm going to do it right. Avis, I'm going to try my best to get it together. What up, Allie Nicole Gavis Rivers? Gaddis Rivers. Loomy, my good brother in the building. Coming in from Broward County, 954. Brianna Buster's Benz and Shocks. Thanks for tapping in. Cicero, good brother, in the building. We here, we here, we here. Yeah, Felicia, I'm telling you, smash that like button. It's 93 at 98. Yeah. Birthday baby, what it do? Yeah, no, I got it this time, Miss Glass. I left it for them over there. I came over here. You know what? Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis, thanks for tapping in. Joyce McFoley. I'm praying I said your name right. If I said it wrong, sorry. I'm very sorry. Keisha Denise in the building. What it do? Hey, y'all know Maurice gonna be on tomorrow. Y'all know Maurice gonna be on tomorrow. And y'all know Sweet Tea, thanks for tapping in. Tay Tay will be on tomorrow. It's gonna be an evening bump. Evening bump. Oh, thank you, beloved. Thank you for letting me, I did say it right. Sometimes I get it right on the first time. And thank y'all for tuning in to the Flint City Council, brought to you by 810, where you can get the morning bump, where you can get Brother Elliot McCants and went to just here. Nah, man, I had to set up. Nah, she know I set that up. Nah, yeah. She done tapped in, y'all. She over there messing with Channel 12. Let me tell you how she play. She right over there messing with them. These be the seats to get us in trouble. That little area right there. That seat, that spot right there have a lot of beef going on. That little area have us on some stuff, don't it? Hey, all right, about this, how you doing? I can't complain.
Just like where the best audio is.
For sure, for
Specifically
sure.
want it from that. Otherwise, you can take it from the
Take
the YouTube stream to compare it up.
Facts. Hopefully one day we'll be back in the front. I don't really want to be up there, but
Yeah. So the other thing is like there's these boxes that they have.
Yeah.
That you can plug into with XLR cords, but Flint doesn't have it. Other places do.
Where you can plug in, we can get the audio and everything. That is terrible, and they spent this money supposedly to fix this thing up. I can't believe it.
Well, I think it'd be. Yeah, it's kind of complicated. I talked to somebody from the city about it. Yeah, it's kind of complicated because for the system that they have right now,
Right.
they have to run a really long cord to get it in the back here or something like that.
Wow.
I don't think they have anything. I don't think they have anything built at the moment for the media to plug in.
Oh, you want a chair? Hold on, I got you. I got your chair right here. Bam. There you go. Move on my way. I'm over here. The lawyer. Leave that lady alone. That's the lawyer. She's the city attorney. That's the city attorney. Leave her alone. She's doing the best she can do. It's a hairdo.
Remember that thing that Mark?
No,
Remember that
no,
thing with Mark was fighting?
no, I'm not
Mark,
even finna.
Mark got to fight that.
Nope, not even finna go there with you today. I don't know who's wrong with you. She started the shit all
That thing
over.
that Mark was fighting.
Oh, Pastor Nicholas J. Gotta say, what's up?
Hello.
This one is over here starting this madness right now. I'll let y'all get a glimpse of what this, how our day finna start.
Ombudsman's in the budget? Well, you know, I gotta think about that, because the ombudsman ain't sworn in, so they shouldn't budget the ombudsman
It's
nothing.
now 5:34, and I hereby call the special council meeting to order.
Oh,
Didn't I tell y'all today it wasn't gonna be no quorum?
How you gonna do any of that?
oh, here come JWC.
One, how many you got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I told you it wasn't gonna be no quorum this meeting. They gonna boycott the next meeting. and
Even
then
with her, that's only 4.
They gonna boycott the next meeting? They
They
gonna
ain't
boycott
got
the
no-
next
they
meeting.
ain't
and
got
then
quorum.
pass it at the last minute. Yeah, I told y'all this morning it wasn't gonna be no quorum. I told
Hey,
y'all.
trouble.
I told y'all this morning it wasn't gonna be no quorum. Didn't I say this?
You told me.
I told you it wasn't gonna be no quorum.
No quorum.
And then they gonna boycott the next
At least
meeting.
even to
Cause see, y'all gonna go back and say council didn't pass the meeting, right? And then they gonna
Did they
boycott.
take the box?
I don't know. If they don't have a quorum, I don't know.
We have 4 members present, we will not be, adding until yes.
You still don't have quorum.
We will recess up to 15 minutes, and then we will try to establish quorum by having our clerk call the missing.
That's how you handle it, Dennis?
So you want to put the clock on for 15 minutes?
Candace got up and
At that
did.
point, Madam Clerk, please still don't have quorum, will you please call the absent council members?
Not at that point, no, she called them now. Right, she trying to get some extra time.
Oh, Jason, we the people.
These
Jason,
people don't know the rules.
We're the people.
my God.
Hey, we the people.
What's going on? Didn't you try to, you left me a message or something?
Okay.
I'm meeting everybody. I don't even know these politics. I just heard Jedediah's the shit and I flipped out. And then I see him silence the Boy Scout guy and I really lost my shit. I'll show you. You can click it, check the profile.
Okay, I know, yeah, I know her name. I know her name.
Hey, trouble.
Unapologetic. Good,
Delegate Sanders.
good evening.
Yeah, that's Delegate Sanders. Delegate Sanders, you know him?
Yes, my son.
Really?
Yeah, I told you I was.
Oh my God, Delegate Sanders, he's so radical. He's so
I know, can you
sweet.
imagine I would know somebody radical?
Oh my God.
Outsider. This outsider.
How you oughta get the
Good, how are you? That's what he was like, Delegate Sandy, like, what the hell? I'm like,
Did you get that information I sent you?
I was asleep today.
I know.
They made me so angry with who I talked to that I went into Washington's numbers and I got
Supposed to.
the Secretary of Transportation's number in Washington and I called them and I told them, listen, if you don't help me, when Trump gets back from the Middle East, I'll be calling the Secretary in the White House. I got you the information you need to go wherever you need to get that training.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Grace.
They're gonna do right by us.
So, we want you on the
They don't want me on that. We do. They don't want me on that board.
You a
DNA board.
a resident of the ninth ward, and people in the ninth ward demand that your council
Because you wouldn't have went for that ambassador. They just said,
No, I wouldn't have. What that secretary was saying to her was out of order. And that they sat there after they realized they didn't have quorum and talked business, talked about everything they wanted to talk about. No, they should have got their asses up and away from the table and got somewhere else. And I don't like the way they treat us. And there's no accountability. There's no accountability. And there should be accountability.
That's what I want.
You know, and Billy, now, you know what, I'm gonna tell you, if I come hang on to that, until we get a hold of the third board, and then appoint me, because then we'll have some power in the vote, and then Billy and me can go from there. Because Billy feels exactly the same way I feel.
No, I'm not sure. Because all you have to do is just look at how they playing the game. Right. They playing the game, you know.
These people.
To me, it should have been.
I was so pissed last night.
Because it should have never
I wasn't
been.
there.
Right, it should have never been. See, my thing is, what I feel like who fires is the president. You the new president. What I feel like.
That's right, because his mom's got a 501c3 and they take money all the time
But see, that should be the first order
from the
of business.
city of Flint.
But that's what I'm saying. That should be the first order of business. Should be that ambassador. You don't let that slide like that.
No.
No, you're supposed to be on top of that because it's called the ethics and accountability.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? If y'all sue the city council for breaking the charter.
And did you see what's on the papers of the agenda today? It's giving the ombudsman a bunch of our money. Now, there is no ombudsman. No, there ain't been no ombudsman sworn in.
Right.
So how you gonna give the ombudsman some money?
They won't let it do it.
That don't make sense. That's what I'm saying. When you get it, because this my thing. But you let him go down now. You want that ENA board. Now just say it's a mayor, you get in there, you come in next that you're not cool with. Then y'all gonna start being a stickler to the rules. Say the next mayor get his team in.
That's right.
Then you can't then say y'all might be in the minority.
And
Then
they'll
you
put
can't-
Billy right out.
Yeah, and you
They
can't-
will put Billy out so fast it'll make our heads spin.
Because they know they know the only way they can get rid of her is still, I think, the governor and the council. So they know it's a 4-4 split.
Right. That's
They
right.
had their five. They're trying.
And when you was telling me that the clerk over there is getting her nose in there, or his nose in there, listen, they ain't got no right being in the city of Flint's business. They are county.
Wow.
They are
The
county.
recount.
Huh?
Talk about the recount.
Yes. County.
Yeah. Well, how can we find out who's on the cameras?
I'll see if I can. Yeah, you look at what I found for you. I'm gonna tell you, I have faith in you, sis, and I know you would be a great person in the towers for these planes that are crashing into each other.
As long as I gotta be on time when they get ready to land.
You'll be all right. If they were paying you
Ariel.
what you
Right.
you'd be.
Hold up, let me get it.
Recess
Let me
with Ariel.
recess with Ariel.
Okay.
Ariel, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello, America. You see, as we made it back to the budget meeting tonight, we're gonna see who gets all the money. If the dope boys get all the money for the dope boy don't need no money. You see the dudes that got this roller skate over on St. John Street, and everything around there has been prospering ever since. Our budget becomes $80 million a year, but we're gonna try to break it down to $40 million tonight, or $15 million, because the mayor is pocketing the dope boy money. What's it in the cartels? Cartels is running to Mexico on that dope money, and we can run the dope boy money on Flint alone. And that's why everything over there on Tour Highway is prospering right now. They got blacktop on the expressway just because the dope boys, they know how to bring the business to Flint. And all them red, white trucks over there, and you just stay tuned. You're gonna see what Flint really made out of.
You see what our shirts say, Ariel?
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Back that thing up. Whoa. Oh, no, wait a minute. Hey, they ain't have my territory yet. Hey, go. Send that whiskey. Give me that stuff. What's that bottle again?
I don't drink.
Hey, Claudia. Hey, get it off. Get it. What's in the middle? Come here. Come on.
It's over, Ariel. What be on your mind?
What? I'm just
I
saying we
leave to
having
go.
some
I
fun.
leave to go get the agenda and
Hey,
come
it's
back.
time to turn up on
No, it's not. It's
18.
serious business going on right now.
Hey, that's all
There's
right.
serious business
See
going
how we
on.
have fun when you leave me? I told you I could make it $1 million industry.
Nah, what you do is set me back. I won't even have a show. It's 165 on here now. It's only 66 likes. Let's get them up, family. Let's get them
Oh,
up.
we gotta do better than that.
Last time we got a truck for boots on the ground.
I sure did. Sure did.
We got twerkgate. We got twerkgate.
What's up, Maxter? I was at going to get the what's this called? The agendas.
The agenda, and I had got on the camera, had some fun.
Yeah, and just showed out why I can't trust you with I can't trust it with this camera. You'll have everything over with.
Keisha Denise said, how is Winters on time, but the Dale ain't here? See, I told y'all when I show up on time, it throws the universe off. You see what I'm saying? This is why I don't show up on time. For this reason right here.
Because they go into recess?
Stuff don't happen.
Not like the rest.
Stuff don't happen.
Thanks for tapping in.
Like I showed up on time one time to the podcast and the went out. Well, I show up here and nobody else showed up. So I just be like,
Oh, this is usual. Then they go into recess until they do get
Jeff
quorum,
Johnson,
and then-
what up, good
then
brother?
they've
Carl
already put
Lewis,
the
what's up
so
on?
nobody else can speak.
the first meeting they not gonna have quorum. The second, then
There's
he
two
gonna-
meetings?
There's
then
two
he gonna-
meetings?
No, I'm telling you how this gonna go. Then he gonna call another special meeting, and this is gonna be after his press conference. That he gonna. I'm telling you, listen, Nearly gonna call a special meeting after today saying that the council will show up to take care of city business.
It's 16. JWC.
And then after he say that, and then they gonna get mad and boycott the next meeting. And then after that, then they'll pass it at the 12th hour. They ain't gonna pass it to the third meeting. I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Well, tell me, how much are the attorneys getting paid?
I don't know.
As you can see, JWC.
I don't know how much the
interacting
attorneys is getting paid
with people
because
that have came to council.
that attorney right there.
Miss Lorraine, thanks for tapping in.
I got you, Mr. Ray. You know I got you. Hey,
As you can see, Jason over there, we the people over there. That's my guy,
Yeah.
Jason.
What's that, Delegate Sandy? I can't see the little numbers. Hold on. I got
That's
it.
the budget, ain't it?
Delegate Sandy, where you get the budget from?
They have a budget for the ombudsman, and they have a budget
Delegate Sandy, where you get it?
right there. This is what they're paying them.
Where you see that?
Right there. See? Ombudsman. But they don't have one. They have an ombudsman. They
What
wouldn't
did
just
they
be
pay
trying.
this year?
Exactly.
Wait a minute, Delegate Sandy. In the actual year to date.
Candace over there talking to Jason. You see that? Hey, can y'all hold up 1 second? Oh, shit.
Same thing with the third ward.
My bad.
Ain't nobody been down in their seat. Who they paying?
My bad.
I don't know how much they pay.
I was trying to get Candace talking over there, Jason. We the people.
Tay need to,
Yolanda Bucknight. Okay, thank you for being a member, Yolanda, Miss Beverly Biggs. Thanks for tapping in.
reading glasses on.
I was finna zoom in. I really couldn't. I'm gonna get it. Miss Eunice in the building. Yeah, that's Candace over there having a conversation with Jason. We the people. Man, them chairs rough. I can tell you that much, Lou. No games. What up, Debbie Clark? What is it? Us. I got it now. I got it now. I got it now. I told y'all I was gonna get it. Work with me. Michael Cooley, Reginald Davis, Kamala Buford. Thanks for tapping in. Emma Williams, thanks for tapping in. New one. I don't know where you're from. Yo-Yo. Salty Shell. Carnage 155.
I see 1 year.
Sherman Davis, thanks for the $10 super chat. You ain't on there. I just. There we go. We'll put it right here.
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7,
Ain't nobody coming in.
4,
Come on, Judy.
2, 1. Happy New Year!
Well, they still can't make quorum. No quorum.
Dr. Lewis will not be attending this evening. Ms. Burns is en route, so she should be here in a minute. And I was not able to reach Mr. Jarrett. Okay, with permission from the body, we'll wait for Ms. Burns. And we stand in recess.
There's the telephone number. But she told me to tell you to go online, on email. So you email that I sent you. And if they don't do right by you, let me know, because this is a Republican Party that's over there sitting in the Oval Office now. I got a long reach. Oh my goodness.
In case this don't work out. I need to just, in case this don't work out. They shut me down.
Gladys.
I'm
with Miss Gladys.
I don't do no security. I can tell you that. And I'm the worst
This
security
ain't
guy.
about security.
No, I'm saying I'm the worst security guy. I can't be no, what is that?
You can be the best driver.
I could be security because I don't cut nobody no breaks. Right is right and wrong
Yeah,
is
I'm just
wrong.
saying, we're talking about, I got, you see these hands, man,
What we doing in another 15 minutes?
these hands ain't never did nothing but count money, so, you know, it gotta be that type of job. Something I can sit back and rest.
Count money.
Uh-oh, Miss Burns that came in.
Oh, there's Miss Burns. There's their quorum. Did you,
That was really quick after you said it. That was like a
did
minute
you,
later.
She's still on the
Introducing Domino's new and first ever stuffed crust pizza. Try it for the first time tonight.
Yeah, she's taking like 2 months off.
Oh, she had the baby.
listen to this?
She had the baby.
Hey, tell her we said congratulations too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
The time is now 5:53, and I'm calling the special council meeting back into order, and
It is. I did. She'll bring tears to your eyes.
Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Beasley? Present. Ms. Winfrey Carter? Present.
Look what happened to my son's mother-in-law. She was having air
We have 5 members
on
present.
bags, and the wheel got stuck in.
Mr. Piper, will you lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
Grabbed her and threw her over her bag, and she reached up and the escalator ate her up.
Wow.
So that's her flag. Happy birthday, Ann. And reaching out to my warriors.
I don't want to apologize, we should have asked our Boy Scouts who were visiting to come and do that for us. Pastor Hicks, can you give us the blessing? No, sir, not yet.
That's the man that wants some money.
He's the man of the song.
Good evening, City Council, and to the waiting members, the residents. Supporting residents, Father, we come now to say thank you for all your many blessings. Father, we ask you to bless this time as the City Council comes together to discuss the matters at hand. Father God, give them a unified thought, give them a unified action, that the members of this city can be blessed and help. We give you praise, honor, and glory in Jesus' name, and we say, amen. I can't talk.
I just read about it.
Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 3110.
My fucking ass in your papers, you're charging me, you're stealing my fucking property, you're a bunch of bitches, you're stealing my property, to pay for your fucking bunch, you faggots! Have a great day.
So, kind of, you can't leave me. Yeah.
You ain't no baby, you don't need to be told what you can.
We'll go at ease. Time to go ahead.
He was angry. He was angry. She told Judy that was one of her
I am. Let's keep giving it.
He said that's one of your nephews, Judy. Oh my God. Well, what happened? Somebody was mad and him crashed out. Bad, really bad. And he said he wasn't gonna put up with it no more. He said a bunch of things. Yep, sure did. Who was that? That was one of the new protesters that started coming. Oh, they got some new memberships.
Instead of dealing with the ice cream machine McDonald's doesn't work.
Right. I received a membership. I received a membership. How?
Somebody might have gave
Look at all these people that have memberships.
When is this one?
Hollywood Her, 256 and 1. So all of these people, wow.
That's why we gotta give them a show. Remember those.
Hablo de lo minto. Judgment. Just like a story of my life. Jeff
All right, I'll go back and start reading the disorderly person city code subsection.
That didn't work so well the last
Any
time.
person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting a meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. It's now time for our public hearing, and Ms. City Attorney Gurley, do you have anything to say? say regarding this public hearing?
This is the time that they set for the community to voice their comments on the city's budget, proposed budget, in accordance with the Uniform Budgeting Act.
Thank you. So members of the public will have, Madam Clerk, is it 3 minutes? That's correct. Any person, you do not have to sign up, you can just come and speak at the lectern. This discussion must be on the budget. It cannot be on any other items.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I believe that, the finance director wanted to, explain something in the budget before.
Okay. Go ahead.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
before we do that, because I think you gotta make it clear, because what you just said, someone they would be able to talk at all. So if you had a, agenda in front of you, you'll notice the first item after the reading of the disorderly person city code subsection is for a public hearing. That just means that at that time, we can only talk about the budget and whether or not we should adopt it. But if you look right under there after the public hearing, public comment, where you put your slips in there and the clerk has them, the clerk will call your name specifically for the public comment section. And then at that point in time, you can make a comment about whatever you came to make a comment about. But for this first part, anyone can speak, but it has to be specifically about the budget. But the next part, after we move on from here, will be public can speak.
Thank you, Mr. Jack. Go ahead, Mr. Moore.
My presentation was very brief tonight. We've gone through this in a series of meetings earlier last month, where we went through each individual budget, each of the department heads, find out what was in the budget and talk about them. First thing I did want to point out is the general fund is the main operation of the cities for things like police, fire, the city clerk, the fire department. Those are all funded out of the general fund. We had a real peak in 2024. We received a grant from the state of Michigan to help fund our pension system. But outside of that, our budget is very flat. We have very low growth. We don't have any decline, but it is pretty much a stable budget. Same thing's true for the expenditures, the same thing. We had a peak in 24 when we received the grant, and was paid that. Okay, sorry about that. I'll leave close for it.
That would be smart.
But if you look at the budget, again, it's very flat. The last couple of years, a little bit higher than it normally would be because of some of the ARPA expenditures that we had. One of the things that is in this budget is we have some reappropriation of the ARPA dollars because we want to make sure those dollars get spent, and we don't want to have a pause where we don't do it now and we wait until the next fiscal year. So we've made our best estimate. We fully anticipate that after July we'll come back and true it up, either up or down based on what we've spent. We think we're pretty close, but there's going to be some true up after the fiscal year starts.
Thank you, Teresa.
There are a couple of key points is that there are no tax
Mr. Moore. Go ahead.
I'm waiting for Mr. Moore, or is this just his presentation? I want to say what's true it up mean, we can define it as definition.
We had to make the ARPA dollars, we had to make our best estimate is how much we spent in fiscal year 25. Because we want to make sure that people don't have to stop at 2 or 3 and then have the city council reappropriate money in July. And so that when after July 1st comes around, we'll look at how much we spent and we'll either adjust that up or down depending on what has happened between now and the end of the fiscal year. Does that make sense? Okay.
Go ahead.
Some of the budget highlights is that there are no tax increases proposed, there's no water rate increase proposed, no sewer rate increase proposed, no changes in the special assessments for trash or streetlights. All those are proposed to be the same. The one thing that is different is that for the first time in the history of Flint, we're,
I don't know what the hell he talking about.
sorry,
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell are you talking about?
they,
What the hell is CFO?
the Headley Amendment was passed in 1978. The city of Flint has never had a Headley rollback. And for the first time, we are having to have a Headley rollback. In one sense, that is very good news. That means that our economy is strong and our property is selling. Under the Headley, what happens is if our taxable value increases faster than the rate of inflation, we experience a rollback in the amount that we can levy. For the city of Flint, for all our funds, all the different levies that we have, we're talking approximately $10,000, about $4,000 in the general fund, about $3,000 in the police and fire fund, and then smaller amounts in the rest of the items. It's not a big deal, but we are going to have to recognize that we have a heavy rollback. And the one place where it does impact us is we've just got the software that allows us to make those calculations today at noon, which means that we just got it. We were able to make the calculations for the city of Flint as a whole, and you have the information like that. We still need to make the calculations for the DDA. We haven't had enough time to make those calculations. We'll have to appropriate the village for the DDA, but we have to go after we calculate ahead of it. We don't know if it's going to affect the DDA yet or not. That's all.
Okay, thank you. All right, it's now time for the public hearing. If anyone would like to come up and speak to the budget for the 26-27 fiscal year, please remember you have 3 minutes. There will be a timer out there, and you must speak only on the budget.
Are you through yet, lady? What to speak?
That's fine.
My name is Howard Earl Mitchell. To speak on what this Mr. Moore just got to speak on, like you heard, the people's heard Mr. Moore speak on, he was trying to announce that we got $165 million in Flint, but we're trying to keep the budget down to $40 million a year, 25 to 26. But as you've seen this little episode, the man come in here and I know you saw that. Come on, what you doing to my property? You look like your nephew, Mr. Priestley, the one carrying rifles around, and that's why he ain't coming, because y'all getting intimidating people. But that's the way the dumb people over there a mile from your house gonna act when they take the property from them, because they ain't never went to the council and make the budget right, because the mayor, they look at it's on the mayor's pocket. That's why Ms. Byrne, the only one who speaks on it. And that's it. And two little Boy Scouts down here, they know how to run the city on their own. Talk about the Boy Scouts. You talking, addressing these boys. They know what to do. Because when Mr. Charles ain't make it up to him, he gonna put a fight right in there.
Mr. Mitchell, please stay on the topic of the budget, please.
Okay, I'm talking about the budget, but you see, the next Ward 1 ain't here, and all other wards ain't here. You can't vote, right? You put the budget in, and the president is going to leave it up to Mr. Moore. Looking at Japanese stuff, nobody can understand that. Read that stuff you talk about, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And what's the word et cetera mean anyway? That's what et cetera mean when he's talking that jump, rip that. God ain't the only one who can fix it. And he gonna, when he get rid of you, he gonna keep this word to these Boy Scout brothers in here. And these next generation ain't no joke. Especially the guy with the black woman. There he is. Hey, like I say, stay tuned, America. You're going to see what the real Boy Scouts are made of in America.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who'd like to address council on the budget? Anyone else?
On them percent, we want to talk about your budget.
So this is for only the budget. You'll get called up for your public speaking.
You're trying to get some money, ain't you? Out the budget.
But where's that money you take for bonus since we don't have one?
Good question, Delegate Sandy.
So
Is there anyone else who'd like to address the budget?
oh, come on, Miss Gladys, bring us home. So Judy would think she like just disgusted, but you know.
I wanted to talk about the ombudsman.
Yeah.
That hasn't been sworn in, but yet you're cutting all this money for the ombudsman. And then I find out that, oh, it has to be in the budget. Well, what happened to last year's money that you put in the budget that went into general fund? Is that still there? Judy? Answer me. Now, I'm gonna want an answer for that last year's money for the ombudsman that wasn't sworn in, and you have to, by law, allow that money into the budget, and then you slip it over into general fund, and I want it to be accounted for.
I said, preach.
That's what I want. That's what I want. And I want to see that that money's still sitting there for the ombudsman last year. And where it went, and how much went to an ombudsman that wasn't even sworn in.
That's right, Miss Gladys. Tell her. Yeah, Miss Gladys, yeah.
Is there anyone else who'd like to address the
Go on up
budget?
here, you got something to say?
Anyone else? Seeing none, this public hearing is closed. We're now on to public comment.
Oh,
Members of the public
this
who wish
even
to
get
address
better.
the city council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. Box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. Members of the public shall have no more than 3 minutes per speaker during public comment, with only one speaking opportunity per speaker. Madam Clerk, who is our first speaker?
First speaker is R.L.
R.L.
For the record, we are here waiting to put somebody in the third ward seat where we could be confident the country bumpers ain't gonna take over Flint from us and put the state in there because Mr. Boyd talking that et cetera, and they don't know what that et cetera means. That's the new language in the book. That's why we Flintstones gonna stand like Fred Flintstone and hold our ground. Don't let the pests put us out of our own houses like you saw the episode a little while ago with y'all didn't address the little boy. Look, your little nephew, Miss Weasley, took his property and stuff, and nobody saying nothing. But Tarzan saying something in his head, but he don't want to speak yet. Got to give him an opportunity. He already in his head when he go, after he gets you out of here and build them seats and put the bonfire there. And he don't have to make a bonfire. He don't, he'll ask the Boy Scout how to make a bonfire without running the whole city hall out. I'm saying, know what he's doing. You can look at him over there. See? He's curious about you. And you're doing the same thing, Miss Priestley. Like you go do that the money bag. Talk about what you got to say. We the people got to say about our money, and you take care of other things before you take care of our principality. But taking care of what you call that Mr. Magic guy. Talk about special kids over on Eisenhower over there on Middle Road, and up so them that's happy and stuff. That's the closest thing getting dragged back into school. Mike Applehouse said he will return And that's what it is after you get, listen, Shannon will have a record off the record and put Claire back in the school and stay tuned with her, because you're gonna see what happens to you, man. That's it. Okay.
The next speaker is Alonzo Miller.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alonzo C. Miller, co-founder of Third Voice House of Flint. We have a situation in Flint. It's with our youth. My partner and I, we came up with this foundation to help out the youth and to help them with learning how to get along with each other, learning how to respect each other, learning how to behave in the household and inside the school, and also learning trades. I'm not here for the budget at all, but I do have a proposal for the city. We have a young man that have been trained how to cut grass, how to lay a floor, how to do vegetable work, how to do certain things in the community that would help themselves. So we're hoping that you all can help us in helping them have a job for the summer. So from this point forward, until the remainder of the summer, we would like for you all to help out as you can. We've been training these young men for about 7 years. We feed them every Wednesday. A lot of times I don't walk it. Sometimes we get them donations as well. We also take them on trips throughout the city to learn a little bit more about culture, to learn a little bit more about generosity. A multitude of things we try to teach them, man. So we're not really asking for a lot of money. But we are asking for you all to show them that it's okay for them to help clean up our neighborhood. Because when we look up through the city of Flint, there's a lot of either grass, extremely too tall, graffiti, trash everywhere. Once you get out the expressway, it's difficult to be proud of the city, even though we love our city. This is a great city, no matter what other people say outside of our city. I believe in it. So we want our young men to feel proud about where they live at, and to learn what hard work and discipline is, and to learn things that's going to help improve their lives. So we're willing to go out in the neighborhood, work our ward throughout the whole city to clean up this blight that's around here. Either you by painting buildings that has graffiti on it, cutting grass, picking up trash. We're willing to do what it takes to help beautify our city. Because this is a great city. I believe in it. I truly love it. And I know our young men, we are our future. We got to teach them how to be better men starting now. We can't wait until they are grown men to help them. We're trying to nurture them now. That's all I want to say. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker is Gladys Williamson.
Ask him when he put in his application. Like, we want to know where these applications are.
So you have exceptions to the rules, Madam Clerk? Exceptions to the rules. And I don't have anything against the pastor with the boys, except we have 173 foundations in Flint. They should be able to find some money to pay these boys to be young men.
She got balls.
Absolutely. And I would hope that you guys would reach out and help him find the funds through these 501c3s. 173 of them. In Flint alone. Candace, can I have your eyeballs for a second? That would be a no. no money in it for you. I would like to speak about all the houses over there in Flint that are getting ready to be taken because of back taxes. Back in the leaded water, I was able to go over there and get a list of all the houses that were being foreclosed on through the city for back taxes in their third year, first, second, third year. And I dealt with that here at City Council. I went over there the other day and asked for a list of the houses that were in foreclosure because of back taxes, and I was told, get a FOIA. Well, I ain't got no money to get a FOIA, and I would ask that one of you would go over there and get a list of the houses that are in foreclosure in the city of Flint. And I just want to know how many of them are seniors. How many seniors is the city getting ready to put out of their homes? Now, last year we did what, 93 or 94 seniors out of their homes? I would like to think that yous are doing something not to let that happen this year. But I can't publicly get the information without a FOIA. And unless you got bucks, you ain't gonna get that list no more. And I'd like to know what changed. What changed that I could get that list back in 2017 and I can't get it now? Except this crony mayor that sits in an office below us, down in the pits of hell, and I can't get that information.
Take that.
Take that.
The next speaker is Brooke Ware.
That's right. You did good, sis. You asked the right question. All the right questions. Yeah. Except you want to apply for somebody.
I'm not one to come up here and make fun of you guys and different things like that. You guys are not very respectful though if you're not looking at the people that are talking to you and being serious about the problems that are going on in Flint. There's not a whole lot of respect here, and that's unfortunate, but I know that God will take care of everything, and that's not my choice. What I do want to read is a passage from Matthew 25:32. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate them from one another. And as a shepherd divides his sheep from the goats, and he will set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me. Then the righteous will answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? When did we see you a stranger and take you in, or naked and clothe you? Or when did we see you sick or in prison and come to you? And the king will answer and say to them, assuredly I say to you, inasmuch as you did it for one of the least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. Then he will also say to those on the left hand, depart from me, you cursed, into the everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, you did not take me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me. Then they will also answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to you? Then he will answer them, saying, assuredly I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it for one of the least of these, you did not do it to me. And these will go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life. Just realize there is a heaven and hell. And if you are on the right or wrong path, I will pray for you. And the way that you guys are treating these people out here is actually pretty disgusting. But again, like I said, God will have his way. And Whatever happens, happens. I will pray for you guys. I'm going to the
Next speaker is Senator Jobin.
Get him, Sandy.
This delegate said.
Delegate Sandy, the outsider.
Good evening, my name is Sandy Jobin. That's my daughter, and that's why I bring her, is to tell her that she has the right to stand up. for her. What is happening here is disgusting, and how dare you guys, the churches, I cannot believe you're trying to divide these churches up. It's just gone out of Satanism. These churches should have been divided up, that money should have been given to each one of them churches a long time ago when they all, not just one individually and then pick them off one by one. You came up with a compromise and said, all right, we've got 4 different ones that need it, let's feed them all.
That's right.
And you can't put your ego away far enough to feed everybody at the same time. So you're going to allow everybody to suffer, and it doesn't make any sense. And I said this 3 years ago, when the residents have had enough.
And Sandy's right too.
Right from Democrat to Republican to independent, and I really don't even know which side I'm on anymore, other than for the standing of freedom. And there's freedom of speech. You may not like what I say, you may not like how I dress, but I have the right to do that. I have the right. I don't like what you say. I don't like how you address things. But you guys are supposed to be the people put you in these chairs, and they can take you out.
That's right.
And the time is turning, and you are about ready to find out.
That's right.
All right, delegate Sandy.
Outsider Sandy.
The final speaker for this meeting is Tanya Jones.
Oh, boy. Get him, sis.
Good evening, my name is Tanya
I was
Jones.
about to say something.
I'm here because I'm a proud mother of a son, an autistic son with sickle cell, and he's here with me today. So I'm going to say thank you to Tanya Burns, witnesses, and the people in council that supports me with everything I'm going through with my son.
And then.
On another note, Candace, you cut my mic off last week, and you addressed our church. I go to church. You didn't see me at church because guess what? You only see people when they're at church. My son is here. I'm begging you. Please stay off the autism topic because my son has pervasive development disorder. You can look it up and educate yourself. So it's very, very, very complicated. So you don't want to look up. You don't have to. But my thing is, if it's about the people, church people, disability. It's bigger than that. My son got me out there. I didn't choose to be out here. My son is 31, he got me out here. He's out there and I love him. And I'm gonna fight for him.
Yeah.
And if you really want to know how many actual pastor, which is Michelle not, she worked with me at Power Train. So she personally knows me. So I come in anything that comes to my kids, any of them. I don't care how old they get. They say, let me grow, I'm their mother. No matter what, I'm all they got.
No matter what.
And I would think again, Ms. Burns, Winters, 810, everything I went through, all these constantly ask me every day, I'm praying for your son, I'm praying for your son. But all y'all do is take money, take money. Here, there, everywhere, just want to take money. It's not even about the people, it's about minding your pockets. I can see it. I'm looking at I just found out a puzzle you put together. St. Mark's, people need that food. You say that was for the ball of St. Mark's. Well, let's get to John Cole. Let's address about John Cole. They didn't want to put that on the record, but I'm watching that too. When I say it's a whole lot, it's a whole lot. So I don't understand how the police officer come here and be out in the field, but I can't even never pick up when my son go wander off. But he don't call for me. He don't call me if you call him. But guess what? I'm gonna keep calling him. Call Jesus, and God will work it all out in the end. I promise you that. Have a good night.
Amen. 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 Mickey left me with the camera again, y'all.
Council members may respond once to all public speakers only after all public speakers have spoken. An individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who wishes to address? Yes, go ahead.
More power to the people.
Yes.
I would like to thank all of the residents for coming out. I would like to thank you for being engaged in the process. I want to touch on a couple of things that I heard. You know, there's a lot of things going on. And when I say a lot, I'm talking about layers, layers on top of layers of things. There's so much, in my opinion, so much corruption going on. We're talking about the abuse of the $75,000 threshold.
All right.
Okay, we're talking about indirectly using city funds to campaign with. All of these things are going on. And I'm just asking for the residents to stand up against it. Every week when you come into this chamber, you are being thrown out. You don't even have freedom of speech. You do, but when you come in here, you're being thrown out. Okay?
Right.
So I think the residents need to stand up, get together, fight. More power to the people.
That's right. Power to the people. That's right.
Ms. Williams. Ms. Williamson. Go ahead. Next person.
She said, shut up, Judy.
Who'd like to speak next?
Madam Chair, thank you. I want to say thank you each and every one of you who have come here to express, this is budget time. I'm not passing any budget for numerous reasons, but one is we do not have an opioid claim. I've not received it. We have someone here who has a need, and we have a need, and I don't have it yet. You know, and it's the things that people's needs are not being heard nor met.
So, like.
We don't even know how much is in the really opioid money. What's the opioid plan?
I wish I would ask.
And it's other reason. Councilwoman Winfrey Carter, our senior councilwoman, is correct. Using money to campaign with, has been doing. The abuse on the $75,000 to make sure that council doesn't have to approve purchases, it's abused all the time. We don't know to the amount or how much. We didn't vote to approve that center over there on Clyde Road because we can't afford it. You don't have to be a mathematician to figure out if we took in 64, we spent 68. We didn't approve that center. They signed a six-month lease. The lease, according to the charter, I believe is not supposed to be more than 90 days, 3 months. Who's paying for these officers? This company. We didn't, I mean, they spent the money, they want to come out. There's a lot of issues in this. So, Alonzo, I believe you cut hair. You used to cut everyone's hair that worked for my company, ADT. Right? They used to come here and give these people a job, that they were coming out of jail and prison, and I would take them to your shop, and you would keep them groomed. And so I do want to talk to you to see what we can do. If it's not through here, through maybe some other places.
Shit, we want some money too. Like, open it back up to everybody. How they just picking it?
I also want to thank everyone that spoke today. I want to clear up a couple of things. So, Ms. Gladys, so when something is in the budget, so say you get $1,000, I'm just throwing that out there. So you get $1,000 in a month, and you're going to say, I'm going to spend $200 on groceries. Well, if you only spend $150 on groceries, then that money stays in your account. So that's, using that analogy, that is what the ombuds office does. So we are allocating our $200, but if we don't spend it, that money stays in the account, and it just keeps rolling over and over and over. So even though it's being allocated, it's not being spent until we have an ombuds person.
So you got receipts for.
Sorry, this one.
There's no receipts, it gets rolled over into the general, so the money comes out of the general fund, and it just stays in the general fund. So there's no receipts of any money being spent, it's just like the bank account, the $200 just goes from August to September, it just keeps rolling over. And that's what you see in the general fund ledger. And I also want to correct something, we think you said 172 nonprofits, there's 14. There's 1,400.
I'm sorry, this is not back in the
There's 1,400 in the city of Flint.
Damn.
There's 1,400, I don't know where there's 72, just on this, 172 on the street.
Damn.
So there's 1,400 nonprofits in the city. But to Ms. Burns' point, there's no opioid plan, there's no crime plan, there's no, there's no allowance in the city other than blocks. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Mr. Shacker, you're the only one that's spoken besides myself.
Yeah, thank you. So, I do want to say to Boy Scouts that, we are currently trying to get these hours worked out. So maybe if you reach out to the administration and tell them you're interested in being one of the sites, then that might be a way that we can place them for the summer, through the city. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, I'll take my time. Again, to the Boy Scouts, Dr. Lewis has a group that operates in the north end, mainly the second ward, called the, I think she's working all of the north end, called the Little League. And I would suggest that you get a hold of her. Not today, she's not feeling well, but in the next day or two. And also, there's Genesee Beautiful, they can direct you to cleanups around the city. I know that we are planning one in the fourth ward, tentatively. Let's see if I can't find that date real quick. Well, we don't have a date yet. I thought it was set, but it's going to be in June sometime. So that would be an opportunity, and you can follow that on the Eastside Community page when it gets set. So there are opportunities for your young men to work on that, and we'll make sure that they can stay busy. There's enough work in this city to keep you busy. And that is my time. So now, the purpose of this meeting is we are now entering into a discussion on our budget where we will have 5-minute unlimited rounds for all council members. So this is the time to discuss what we've heard and make any proposed amendments. And going forward, is there anyone who'd like to start?
Yeah, administration.
I can't hear you.
First, well,
we have several resolutions. We to go resolution by resolution.
we can start with the discussion, or we can start with the resolution. I'm okay with whatever the pleasure of the body is.
The body would like to discuss the resolutions.
Okay, so we will go ahead and go into the consent agenda. Wait, total separation. The first resolution is 250155, adoption of the 2025-2026 master fee schedule.
They skipped over the purpose of the meeting. That's what she was talking about.
So what are the motions that are available? Approve, leave here,
Any motion is available.
I would like to make a motion that we leave the adoption of the master fee schedule here.
This was state council. We're council.
So I think we might need to discuss it. So we'll just go back to finance.
We'll So that's what the discussion is for. If you want to,
Okay, fine, we'll just discuss it here, that's fine. We can discuss it here.
that's what the discussion 5-minute rounds are for. If you want to talk about something in the masterpiece presentation.
Okay, no, I hear what you're saying, but what we're saying is we want to address it resolution by resolution, that's trying to cover it all at the same time. So if we run out of time here, we can just make a motion to add more discussions to each
Okay.
resolution.
All right, that's fine. I'm good. I'm good with that. Yes,
So, I interpreted this as we were going to do resolution by resolution with unlimited discussions, and each one of those things.
when we set this up, and I did have to have that added into it, it was, we were going, I've heard complaints that we didn't have a working session. That's what the discussion time, unlimited time, was the working resolution.
So, I'm going to vote against sending it back, because that kills discussion. Your motion kills discussion. So-
Right.
Yeah.
But that kills.
That kills discussion.
So
How does it kill discussion? This is a council meeting, this isn't committee.
because if you refer to a committee, it kills.
I'm not
discussion.
referring to a committee, I said we were here.
Oh, no, that's
That's still.
still.
That's still.
You need to make a motion to approve.
And then we can.
Then you can change it later.
How does living in council, living in council has never killed discussion?
When you refer to another meeting, it kills discussion.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make an amendment to my motion.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 255-0155-T.
Now, that's supposed to be right there.
Is there support?
This is what these
All right,
five.
any discussion?
Wow.
Go ahead.
So how they doing that?
So good.
See, they don't want to put me in the right chair, Mr. John, because see, I would chew their faces off about this.
We gotta keep, but we want you on the ethics.
Phil, you coming up? Phil, you might as well just grab a comfy chair.
What he said? He told
And maybe
the finance guy, might as well just grab a chair. Here he comes.
Oh,
This is the most corrupt freaking white man I've
Whoa,
ever seen.
whoa, I hope Mickey, he can't watch it, cause this phone is sensitive as hell. Oh, this is Mr. Moore, he don't know shit.
I can't stand this.
I know, but he don't know nothing.
Well, he thinks he does.
I know, but this is about to be
They
hilarious.
accept what he says. They pass budgets on what he says. He always comes to the Ninth Ward and assists in the voting. That's right. Every 2 years I see him at
Okay,
Freeman
there's
School.
been objection to the
Behind us is
unlimited
the table.
5-minute round. So this is a vote to allow unlimited 5-minute rounds per council member. Madam Chair.
Who object? Who objected?
Objected to by Councilwoman Nicola.
So I have to need someone to actually make that motion.
Would you like to make that motion?
So she objected to it.
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion that we have unlimited 5-minute rounds.
Ain't this
Is there
what they
support?
have?
It's been moved and properly
I'm
supported.
confused.
By Councilwoman in the 8th Ward, to have unlimited 5-minute rounds per resolution.
So why she say somebody objected to it? Didn't she say somebody objected to it?
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. McFerrin?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Shaq?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
No.
Mr. Jerry, Ms. Ashland? You voted 4 yes, 1 no?
The vote is 4 yes,
Hooray.
1 no, that motion fails. So go ahead and start the time over at finance, please.
So what they get now? Nothing.
So, that's what the agenda states. So how does that work? Through you to the attorney. When it's posted on the agenda for limited rounds, and that's what the public is expecting, because that's what was posted. In the agenda, how does that work?
The agenda does state that there is 5 minutes unlimited rounds for all council members. You can always vote
Point of order, there was a motion made to do it, so that was basically amending the agenda, and that motion failed.
No, the motion was, it was moved because it's already. That's all right. So there would need to be a motion to amend that.
You have to make a different motion, because the motion that was made was what was actually on the agenda.
But at that point, once we moved to do resolutions first, we skipped that part anyway. They had already voted against what was on the agenda.
She's making the rules as they go. They ain't gonna have it
At this point, I would suggest that you make a motion.
do it the right way.
As far as the order of what you want to do, and see if those pass. Because you've already tried to change the 5-minute unlimited rounds, and that is what is on the agenda. So you need to make another motion.
So, Madam President, are you saying that because it's on the agenda, we should be on the limited round?
That is what is on the agenda. Yes.
However, point of order, you watched everything transpire in the very first part, when we were supposed to do 5-minute rounds. We all decided to go into resolutions, and it was out. So that had already struck out what was on the agenda.
They don't know.
You guys never approved the agenda.
Nope.
The city council, the first part says, it was supposed to, if you remember, go back to our discussion that we had last Friday. There was supposed to be a discussion item with unlimited 5-minute round discussion per council member. Before we went into, with possible adoption of the budget and any millages and resolutions that we needed to, in order to pass the budget. So it seems like the wording that's here on the agenda is unclear because we're all, everybody's confused on that. And, so if it's just supposed to start with a discussion, offering up any amendments if necessary, or to find out the information if they wanted to do an amendment, but they wanted to go right into resolutions, which to me, bypassed. This was supposed to be like a special order. The council discussion, that's before the consent agenda.
That's right.
That was what was supposed to be in the agenda.
You guys usually approve
But
the
it
agenda
doesn't say
first.
it's a discussion, it says purpose.
It says a city council
Meeting,
discussion.
that's a general overview of the entire meeting. Purpose of the meeting is to determine the entire scope of the meeting.
What resolution are they got to?
None. They ain't even got to the, they skipped over it. The purpose of the meeting was supposed to be 5-minute rounds to talk about the budget. They skipped over this shit. They didn't do the consent agenda, they skipped over that shit. They went to resolutions, they didn't.
If we can have the clerk and the city attorney on the the way our agenda should be, to allow.
They skipped over all that
Discuss
stuff.
this so we can be back on track, because she's the official record keeper, and the city attorney has to make sure we're in order and legal, and they can confirm.
All they had to do was
I'm
follow
fine,
the
I just
damn
want to
agenda.
have 15 million votes and then have one council person decide when you're going to ask the questions, that's what I don't know.
That's right.
And I know, that's like, to me, it's like one person has the ability to cancel all of that, but that's not what the agenda says, so.
Follow the
We literally talked about what he said, even when we decided the discussion, we wanted to go right into resolution. And so now because it's going differently.
Did not want to go into
Right,
resolutions, right?
but we started out that he said the season's going differently, he wants to go back to that.
I stated from the get-go that
Excuse me, we do have to be in order, I can recognize either one of you speaking, so go ahead. Mr.
Shit, you ain't been doing that for the last 20 minutes.
From the get-go, that 5-minute round was for each resolution item, because that's the purpose of the meeting, that covers the entire meeting. And it's not like a discussion.
But they want us to find something positive out of this.
Ms. Rhodes.
Supposed to say.
Can we just have a 15-minute recess so that we can...
Another
It's ordered without objection.
Oh my God. They got an election
How
this
she
year
gonna say
for their
order without
second
this?
damn term. And we can't get something as simple as follow the.
They don't know what they doing.
Thank you, Dennis. Hold their feet to the fire.
All they gotta do is follow the just like go.
That's right. The first thing they do is approve the agenda. Here, have them all over this.
It's feel like we're in the twilight zone. They skipped this. Yeah, they kept skipping stuff. They skipped over that. Dennis had a different meaning. Somebody else had a different meaning for what they thought this 5-minute unlimited rounds was.
I said feet, but I really don't. Burn their asses.
Right, because they skipped the consent agenda and went right to resolutions.
All of them speak.
They skipped right over the consent agenda.
Thank you.
They never did do the consent agenda.
No, they never did. Consent agenda? No, they did not do a consent agenda.
So then nobody called. So Dennis the only one called them on.
Dennis said that he thought that this 5-minute unlimited rounds was for the resolutions. And Judy said, I don't care how we do it. So they went right into resolutions and skipped right over the consent agenda. You have to. Exactly. But they never do it. And it's easy, just back up.
Exactly. Sis, they don't want me on that board. It's called common sense. I will hold their asses to the flames.
Why did they need a 15-minute break just to start from the beginning?
Because the attorney and the Davina need to talk about it. You know, and that's crazy too, because we ain't gonna see her for another 4 months because they rotate attorneys every.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So she's not accountable for tonight because she'll be gone.
She'll be gone. And then the next attorney, the next meeting, he'll come up with a different damn ruling.
And the clerk will be over there trying to figure out it all over again.
All over again. All over again. I don't know how many attorneys this is.
I don't know why we, 4, I think there's 4.
No, we didn't see way more than 4.
Have we seen
I
more than 4?
I know there was, wasn't the one guy, he ended up resigning, or at least that was that the
Kim.
council,
That was Kim.
council attorney.
Kim was the main one, wasn't it? Big Attorney Kim, he was the main one.
Yeah, they remember the one guy took over under him.
The one guy who,
He be at the ENA board. He was up here.
They had like the balls.
Yeah, he be at the ENA board. Yeah. He was at the ENA board.
today, I don't want to.
I don't know, cause they like pull slips or something.
Cause you got the tall black dude.
We got the tall black dude, we got her.
Yeah.
We got the other short white guy that was there at the ENA board last night.
He was subbing from a man on vacation.
So then that's 4. If we sub, it's somebody. So like I'm saying, we ain't gonna sit here and give us 4. We ain't gonna, they got 2 council meetings a month. And 2 committee meetings. They all rotate. They on different rotations. That's why the rules and everything be scattered. And we ain't gonna see her for another month. That's his name.
He's the chief legal officer.
Joanne Gurley. They just hired Joanne Gurley.
Oh, I'm just reading what it's in the website.
They don't ever, but they just hired Joanne Gurley.
Yeah, when it cups or something.
I mean, I'm not following.
This is madness, though, that they study that.
Another place was Bill Kim. Bill Kim is the city attorney, where he resigned.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they did.
Kim probably had the heat on that on down. I said Kim probably had the heat on because probably how this shit can unfold. He'll probably have a nervous breakdown now. Who's the toughest?
That doesn't mean they can't come back sooner.
I mean, it's just a lot to be here with all the arguments that just getting done as an attorney. I mean, you probably heard the Vermont person who they were using for the Vermont attorney here resigned.
Oh wow.
That was because of the conflict of interest. He refused himself. He didn't want to be a part of that because they were in violation of based on his legal opinion. Yeah, because what happened was Janet Couch, one of the workers, her daughter, helped Sean Richard
You buy a house.
Yeah, buy a house.
Right.
That's a conflict of interest because
The money.
because it's a relative.
Right. But still, the money is where commission that she made off selling the house.
Well, yeah, her daughter made commissions off selling the house. But obviously, it's not clear, like, if Janet, how that occurs. Like, did Janet Couch prefer, hey, use my daughter? Even if she, whether she did or not, it can still be seen as a.
What you think about all the realtors in the vicinity? She just happened to come up with that one.
It would make sense, okay? Say, for example, if it wasn't, if Janet Couch wasn't in a position where she could then hire Snell, and that be seen as oh yeah, you did a favor for my daughter, I'm doing a favor for you. If it was just like a normal people, like if she wasn't on board Janet Couch, and she met Sean Richard Snell, hey, you said you're looking for a house, you talk to my daughter, that'd be fine because that's not conflicting with any decision like in the public eye or anything like that, or a company, right? I mean, I'm sure it's very possible the intention wasn't an intention to be a conflict of interest. It might have just been like Sean said, hey, I'm trying to find a house in here. Do you know any pictures? And then she might have said, yeah, it's my daughter's. Well, but I know you're not supposed to. Yeah, I know. Which, I mean, also there might need to be, Janet Couch's, there may also be, Janet Couch's always hasn't been to so many of these meetings. She keeps, numerous claims that she, was missing it for doctor's appointments where some of the meetings were at 6 o'clock, so it's unlikely she had a doctor's appointment. But if someone has to make that excuse, and maybe it's, if she is having health problems, then she needs to resign. There's also this, but then there's also the issue of couch, which she said she had these reasons to keep I think her answer on it had that too. And despite all this, yes, well, at least Sean Snell said that the interim president said that she didn't comment on the interest. She had said previously that she thought they should do a presidential search because that's what's best. I didn't listen to her say. They should. They don't care. that's how much money though.
Miss Winfrey said, Miss Winfrey told me,
She said to me, it's like, probably like close to $250,000.
That's her say.
It's probably around there how much we could post. The last person made like
that's right, he's right.
and major things. It's odd because and major
Time is now 6:59, and I call this meeting of the special council back.
They did vote for this, they said. Miss Winfrey said they did. Because I asked her, I said, we didn't hear no more for this. She said they voted for this. And they're not gonna do this because there's 5 minutes each on this. Budget on this.
President.
5 minutes on this.
So what passed?
They did that.
We have 5 members present. Mr. Piper.
I make the motion to have up to 5 rounds of discussion for each resolution item. Any rounds beyond 5 will require
base comp.
Support.
For round 1, 5 minutes.
5 rounds of 5.
And then with compensation it's 1.1 percent. So I guess it kind of makes sense that for a college campus, they're making the money from it. It's honestly so surprising.
And there's been moved by Mr. Piper, supported by
I mean, I wonder
Ms.
what
Shannon.
You look like you're recoiled.
Ms. Priestley. Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Shad?
Yes.
Mr. President?
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no, that motion passes. All right, now we're going back into our resolutions, and we have a resolution on the floor that was, made by Councilwoman in the 7th Ward and seconded by Councilman May in the 8th Ward. And Mr. Piper, you have your 5 minutes if you want it, or you want to start over? Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Moore.
And for those people, this is the masterpiece schedule.
Mr. Moore, I'm going to switch to immediately to, I guess we're going to go by line number, right?
Yes.
So line number, start at line number 555.
I can't hear you.
Line number 555, Mays Senior Center, the fees for that. Who came up with these numbers and, what is a member and what is a non-member? Are we running the senior center like Costco?
The fees were generated by Mrs. Wiggins.
Who is that?
Pardon?
Who is that?
She's the director of the community center, the senior center.
When is that position? When did that position come about?
Ain't nobody here to help him with that.
That's a couple ones, probably March or probably February. Yeah, probably February.
Okay. So, she came up with them based on what?
I think that was very close to what they were currently, hire the city.
Okay, what is a member and a non-member?
I don't think there's any proof for that. I think we don't trust this. If you're a regular attender of the center, and I think they just call them members versus those. I really don't know how that works.
Mr.
Planning information? I think in this case, what it means by member or non-member, because this is a community, senior center, meaning if it's someone who is, not a part of the senior center who wants to rent the facility.
What do you mean everybody's a part of the senior center?
No, if it's like, if they're not seniors, this is a senior center, so it's hard for them to be a member of a senior center if they're not a senior. So this might mean, so like communities, or community members, something like that.
It's many seniors in service community center, it's not only the senior center.
So maybe this means non-members of the community, members of the
Rather than
community.
let's guess,
Mr. Edwards, no?
Yeah. And that's that.
Mr. City President.
Ms. Wiggins here to be able to give you some clarity.
Okay, thank you.
How? She got a job, but don't nobody know.
Mr. Moore, find where it's at. It's the rental inspections. Anybody see where the rental inspections are?
And this list is, this list is just changes.
So this list is the only the changes not included?
The complete list should be in your packet, this is just the changes.
Mr. Moore, the rental inspections that we charge, I can't remember what it is. Line item 74. Line item 74 is a rental license and registration fee for $250. Now, it is my understanding, and maybe the attorney can clear me up, we can't charge a fee unless we provide a service. So what service are we providing in the rental license and registration? What service is provided?
We're making sure that the rental facility is safe, up to code, and suitable for habitation.
But that's part of the, that's a one-time fee, that's the rental inspection is covered on it. What service is because the inspection fees below that are on top of that rental license fee. That rental license and registration fee does not include any inspection, so what service are we providing to be able to charge that fee?
You don't know.
I assume that we just make sure that license and, keep an eye on it for the year.
Thank you. And next year, who would like to speak next?
Gather.
Mr. Burns,
Yeah, I think we,
Oh, I got some paperwork.
we're actually close with that.
And I called the
Real
attorney
fees.
in Lansing.
And I believe it was back at the state last one and before.
I don't know why they sent you there and whatever you're doing.
We're actively
Yeah.
It is.
Through you to the city attorney, is that true?
All the attorneys.
There is some litigation involving, water, so being able to turn on, the water in buildings based on rental inspection.
Thank you.
I don't think we're ever going to know how much money is in interest.
Realistic
Sitting up for years.
And, yeah, I'm not.
What they're going to do.
Tonight. I'm not gonna go mess around with anybody's time. I don't know, right now, I need to read. And I'm not gonna take something I'm just not getting yesterday and vote. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna waste anybody's time with this administration. And my time, I'm not gonna do it. So I'll be done some time to read, because I live with 17 pages. And then we have an additional
I'll bring the paperwork
landscape,
that I wasn't supposed to get.
to
It was supposed to go to my
4
attorney.
pages, and it needs to be gone over. And so, we're talking about questions made, we got the same questions that it was supposed to be that Eric made
They're the Mays Center, and I want to know why it is named the Mays Center. So there's the Mays, and they're named after someone, and it's not.
Ms. Burns, on Sunday, May 11th, we all received the masterpiece schedules.
Some of this stuff you know is in litigation, and so we're looking at these, and if it was Sunday, May what?
It was Sunday, May 11th.
Yeah, and guess what, I'm a mother to 3 children, so I was trying to be appreciated.
It don't matter, adults or kids.
I mean, when you get these, you know, we need to these. You know, and I have that, you don't want. So, I'm supposed to get a new one, and it didn't. They keep giving me battery chargers, and it don't work. So my problem is, my issue is, it's not only the main center, it is the McKinley Center in addition. So we don't have, I don't know who's running the McKinley Center. Who's running the McKinley Center? Can you have a chair too?
I mean, this is Williams.
Damn, she running both of them?
And she's running the air.
Nikki gone, let me get y'all some Zoom.
The main center. Okay. How much is she being paid? 'Cause I asked personal service contracts, I never got them.
Huh?
Nobody knows?
How much she being paid?
How is her deputy paid? Yeah, I asked for them. I asked for personal service contract. What are they being paid? What is their job description? What are their duties? And I'm asking and finding out right now that she's running both. And she may be doing a wonderful job. Listen.
Leave me alone.
There's so much stuff that we have asked for.
Nikki,
and
leave me
it is not
alone.
been given.
The people called me.
And then I was just told the opioid plan is on page 44. Well, y'all know already. I know that. This is not opioid plan. This is what's in the opioid plan. A plan is going to include interventions, prevention. It's going to include all aspects of keeping the equipment, which now the fire department is requesting for narcotics. We do not have an opioid. This is not a plan. See, when you don't have the 5 off, stuff gets located, just pushed through. I was told I would get an opioid plan. Mr. Moore, I was told that Monday. You know what an opioid plan is? Now, this is not a plan. This states to me, the opioid settlement fund accounts for the revenues from the lawsuit settlement from the pharmaceutical industry. The fund must use at least 70% of the proceeds toward drug abuse, treatment.
He don't know what the hell she talking about.
And related public health purposes. The remaining 30% is unrestricted and health funds can be spent. I know that. Where's the plan? What is the intervention?
Let's see what he say.
What is the prevention? How many cases do we have and what areas are retiring certain areas? Because I know I had one out on your highway. 2 deaths. 1 church deaths. We got a problem on Fenton Road. They were called Fenton Road, Fenton Road. So we've got people, where is the opioid plan? And what percentage have we spent on non-30 or up to 30%? Because we've been spending, not we, that's $75,000.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Mr. Moore, question. If we look at this master fee,
See that said zoom in.
can you explain to me line 743 through line 748? Level 1. Is this people want to rent?
This is
He don't know.
This is before, is empty held in the downtown area, small area where streets are blocked off and city resources, such as police officers or street crews
So listen, when they sit up and say, only time our casket ever come, listen, we did that. The city of Flint, water warriors. This is Nancy G. That brought it to Flint in March. Right. I had to send that to you because, you know, I said it this morning. We are fighters. Don't act like we just rolled over until John came to town. But you know what? She's talking about us setting up another march to the Greenspan building for the water. And I told her if we could get with Jed and pull his group into our group.
Best estimate by the organizers of the event and also based on the size of the event or the area of the event.
So he still don't know?
I'm confused. I'm listening, but I don't know. I'm saying I'm confused what they're talking about.
What is this pole man talking about?
Is it new?
This new?
Is it new?
Because I sent this to
He looking for help, y'all. He don't know.
That's how I don't know what they're talking about.
This is for changes in the fees. Right.
unless he's gonna pull out his ass.
This poor man.
This is crazy. And they just got that today and they want them to vote on it. I wouldn't vote on them dogs.
He'll say that the city is shut down and people will lose their jobs.
Yeah, it'll be shut down.
These community event levels, these are the exact same prices last year. I'm looking at last year's, but.
Well, how come everybody ain't got that?
Community event level one, 20,000 plus was $500. Please verify, I'm not ready to me go back and forth. 5,000 to 19,999, $260. 100 to 4,999, 150. Commercial events, 20,000 plus is 1,000. 5,000 to 19,999. I'm just going to 500.
Damn, she did this good. Denied.
So these rates are the same. Go ahead. Who wants to go next? Yeah, go ahead.
She just got to talk.
Man, all we need down here is
So,
liquor.
Mr. Moore, with some of the zoning permit,
cigarette.
I just have a couple questions. So, it's line item 472, which is residential accessory structures and fences. What's included in that other than when we say accessory structure?
We don't know.
You don't know.
That just be, for the zoning review, for, new construction or, new fences and things of that sort.
What? That's what she just said.
Okay, then, so in that, which one of these zoning permits includes like driveways with a major structure? The reason I ask is because I had someone change an entire driveway from a regular residential driveway to basically a small commercial lot. They did it without a permit. They weren't required to change it back, and then they were only fined $25. And then when I was talking to Mr. Pfeiffer, he said that he's had several things in his ward where they've made major structural changes without permits and weren't even fined. So I'm just trying to figure out which one of these, and whoever can answer it, covers driveways or major structural changes. Because I can share the email with you where they they were only fined $25 for making a major structural change.
Well, he's just the finance.
I've never dealt with that, I don't really know the answer to that.
No.
Will one of you know which one of these line items covers that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is it.
What's your request?
I can tell you what they told me.
How he don't know nothing?
This is part of the compliment.
They should take a vote now to sit his ass down.
Yeah, they gonna put it. You better wake up.
Because it's not. Or driveway.
So I'm gonna tell you what is different from what I was told, because how do you find someone for something that you don't have a code for?
Look
But
at
people
him.
were fined.
They're trying to help his ass.
Go ahead.
I had somebody run.
We can't hear.
This is something.
We're not going to take. We understand you folks are entitled to ask questions. There has to be respect. There has to be respect. But we're on our way. Okay? I want to make sure that's clear.
Ain't they respecting him? How's they not respecting him? He don't know shit.
You understand? You ask questions.
Wow.
um,
What is he talking about? They ain't respecting him.
because I think you're dialogue about driveways.
Yes, you are.
He's saying the audience is being
I'm
disrespectful.
saying this man is making comments that have nothing to do with what you guys are asking.
No, I think that's what it is.
That ain't got nothing to do with us. That ain't got nothing to do with us, Candace.
Talk to the chair, that's what I did.
Right, so.
She sounds
I
stupid.
understand the question, so that's to the chair.
Yes.
Yes, you were looking at me, I'm like, I don't know what you were talking about.
It ain't us.
I don't chair no meetings. Yeah.
That's right.
He should be listening to what the hell we saying anyway.
Questions to his best of his ability. He does not know all the answers because he was not, this does not relate to anything in finance. So, yeah, please be respectful of our
That ain't got nothing to do with us.
And so, I will pay attention to that and I will make sure that does not happen. Thank you, Ms. Edwards. Go ahead.
He talking to them.
Okay, so Commissioner Moore, and I trust me when I tell you I am probably the last person that's trying to belabor this. However, this fee is important. This schedule is important for us to figure out moving forward, the correct fees that should be charged for different things, right? And so apparently we've been told some different things as it relates to structural changes. I colleagues said that they were told there wasn't even a code, but my thing is, if there wasn't even a code or a permit needed, how was the person ever fined? The low amount that they were fined for doing such a structural change. So I do need an answer there, because I'm sure it's probably covered in here somewhere, we just don't know. And I want to make sure that if it is in here somewhere, that we up that fee to make it make sense. Because if you're making large structural changes like that, and without a permit, it needs to be addressed beyond $30 or $25.
That's what you got.
I think the one fee that you're looking for was 55.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So we're line 55.
This man is, they shouldn't even let him get up there and do this. This is ridiculous. This is
I'm sorry, we
ridiculous.
have two papers to have.
He don't know what he wants.
Can we get one version that's one that says the changes? Yeah, one just going back and forth.
So no, that 555 is a park rental fee for parks and recreation. A line 55. Line 55. Perfect. So it is on there, Dennis, they do have one. And
What's that one for? The average drive is 15.
they were still only fined $25, and none of this says that they should have only been fined $25. And so, is there a way?
I think fines are actually some, different part of the ordinance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So the fee was part of the ordinance, we need to change the ordinance, and I have to look for the
Part of the
ordinance.
enforcement ordinance. It's a fine, it's not going to be included.
Okay. All right, so that's why Candace and I had looked for it earlier today. This is my time. Candace and I had looked for it earlier today and couldn't find it. And the questions that we're coming up with now are why I was pushing for getting the master fee schedule with the budget so that we could have it. And I know that there was concern over the water rates and stuff.
Yep, that's right. Blame Mickey.
It's very important that next year we get this earlier. I mean, we did get it a couple of days earlier, so I printed it off and I looked at it at home. But apparently some of my colleagues did not.
Oh, shots.
But
pew, pew.
There is, the big thing, the question is the base senior and service community center event rental rates. If we could get explanation on those, so that we can evaluate those. If we want it, if there's things in here that we want to approve and not approve that, we can do that. I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, I'm just saying, as an example. Other than that, my questions that I had been asked by our other colleagues. So I'm going to go ahead and reserve the annual fees are brand new. And is that what we're charging now?
Yes.
Okay. And we do know that there is funding involved in that as well. And other than that, I have no other questions.
Mercy.
And this is the second one. Go ahead.
That's that thing Martin was fighting that one night in that cabin.
We have line item budgeting to see each one of these lines producing.
Now, you know damn well he don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we do not have that. Because we don't have line up each item.
He ain't got
So,
a detailed item
for
budget.
instance, I'm gonna
The
circle back
CFO.
to that, rental inspection. We don't know how much rental inspection fees we can take.
For rental inspections, we probably get, but I think, we have, a number of other fees, for the inspection part. And it'd be too many line items for each line to have its own account number.
So in order to track it, we have to have an account number.
Well,
So our system can't pull like every time, like something's put on an invoice, we can't track to say.
that I'm not going to do. I've never tried to do that for the inspection.
I just do the inspection, I would like to know different items, whether or not, here's my point is, we have all of these fees, and I think that, to my colleague in the seventh ward
You
point.
can't track money for like renter fees when they go in and they look at apartments to see if they got all,
Why would I ever
everything
pull
that
a permit? I
qualifies
just
to
come
have
find me, pay
a license to
$25.
rent that
So
house.
my circling back and
That
trying
is
to make
not
sense of all this.
line by
Would it
line.
make sense to maybe
So they're throwing all this money
adjust
together
levels
and they
of
don't
fines up
know
or permit fees
where's
down
what divides
so we
what,
get more
Right.
participation?
Which is laundering.
Somebody got a line, detailed line item budget. It's no way that this is the
You
budget.
know, he got shook up
Permit
when I
for a
went up
driveway
there
is
and
only
sat down.
$25. Would we have more people
Because I
get
said,
the
well, you
permits
know, yeah, I
and
gotta hear
actually
this.
get an inspection and get the work done right versus a fee
They act
that
like they ain't accountable
we're
to
not
us.
going to collect on because we can only charge $25 fine. it may, by lowering the fees, there's a thought process of lowering the fees, you get more involvement, therefore getting more engagement and more revenue. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're saying,
Do it.
but I think about what you're asking, inquire about, can we get that information? I suspect we can.
He suspects. He don't know. He suspects.
And to bring it back to the rental fees, I think that.
This is the CFO, my brother.
1,000 rental homes, there's probably 5,000 because people don't pay these fees.
Chief Financial Officer.
If you drop a rental fee to $100 or whatever makes sense that, for the service that we're providing, would we get more engagement versus, the fine is gonna be $50 if they ever catch me, type of nonsense. Does that make sense?
No, I understand what you're saying. I really haven't looked at the fine side of things.
Because we should put $10 billion in this form, but if we don't.
Know where it's going. Right.
If the fine is only $25 for every thing, I'm not saying that it is, but.
He talking sense.
It's the process of getting, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. So if we have to find a medium, if we find these master fees, if we're not collecting them because we don't get engagement, maybe if we lower them, a line item for, anything, a permit for a sign, if that permit is $140, but nobody pulls that permit and there's no enforcement, maybe if we drop that down to $50, people would say, okay, it's only $50, I might as well pay it, it's not worth the $150 fine. So until we balance those out, and I don't know what we're collecting, what the fines are, does any of this make sense?
So I understand what you're saying. I think
He keeps saying that, but he don't.
Be a little bit of work.
We're all here for work.
No, I understand.
But, the ultimate goal for the master fee schedule is to get, to provide a service, one that is a safe, clean community, and make sure things are code, but it's also
9
to
houses on my block
help pay for
are
the
rentals.
service. I mean, if people aren't engaged and don't want to pay
And
for
they
those
are by
services,
law of
and the
city
repercussions
Flint.
are literally
Three
nowhere,
homes.
hell, catch me, and we
Check
don't ever
by
catch anybody, then it's not the fee.
inspected.
Mr. Pfeiffer, on page 47
But they
of our
don't.
packet, there is a building inspection fund. And that appears to be, is that wrong?
That includes everything, adds
That's not right, but that can come from 3, 4 different lines.
And there's
It's
slumlords.
good, but I was just saying that's wrong.
Because they don't, the houses are horribly kept.
But that's, you're, it's
Madam
not
Chair.
just, go ahead.
And the roofs are
So I
leaking.
did find the ordinance, and it's, ordinance 3774, it was passed, in 2010. The only issue here is it's defined, it says the fines for violations of the code sections listed. First offense $25, second offense $50, third subsequent offense is $150, and I'm just not having a chance to look over, but I don't see anything where it says, you find $25, you have to put it back, or you're fined $25, and then as long as the problem is still a problem, and you've not got that permit, it's basically just being treated as a first offense when it's an ongoing offense.
Right. Thank you.
So, I mean, it's just something I was making public, this is something obviously the body is going to have to change, but I just wanted everybody to be on the same page. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay, you did that, I'm sorry. This room, you guys would like to mind it?
I can think.
Okay, go ahead.
So here this morning, what I am going to do, because you Madam Chair, is I will send you emails about my concern to give you the opportunity to have answers, because this isn't gonna work. I mean, it's just not. And, for us to answer building permit, we really need somebody from that department which is Mike Ryder. And we need department heads, not you, Mr. Rose, you are the CFO. You simply do not run those departments, day to day. And
it's really not fair to you. You are not my right. Not disrespectful, yeah. Right. You was CFO and everything goes with it. You really need to park with his. So what I would do is, take our time. I need a couple days. I'm gonna put no meeting on here 24 and 2 days. But I'm gonna read it very slow. Very slow, so I can take my time. So we can have a budget meeting, so we can put the intent on passing. In regards to doing this on Sunday, yes, I am a mom with 3 children. Don't send me that on Sunday. I'm not doing that. You know, and then when Martha's Day, the 3 grown children. Yeah, I don't care if they was 45 and I was 9. Those are still my kids. And so,
Facts, yeah, she said that.
Which for the first time, I didn't do anything. Because I didn't have cable and internet and didn't go to that work. Because I'm never home usually. Because I'm busy. When I get home, I don't want to hear nothing but silence. And so, they're making the remarks, my children are absolutely and doing very well to God be the glory. So,
I don't like when they talk about people's babies. That be bullshit.
To the person, give me some time, because I read, and I know the intent of what I took my oldest to pass the budget, and there's some serious questions. And maybe we can I have questions for how the centers. This is the first year that we're actually taking the centers back home. Because the emergency management stripped them from us. And for us taking them on, I want to know the budget, the financial goal. There's 2 centers. I want to know what she's being paid. I want to know what her deputy's being paid. I want to know what their job description is. I want to know, and especially since the county said they didn't give us any money. They didn't give us any. And so, since we don't have that, you know, I want to know what that's taking on debt. Because we're paying, and we don't know if they're getting fringe benefits either. And how many is on this staff? Because we didn't have this before. Now we do. Then I'm looking at this, and look, I love my seniors, as Ms. Hazel Miller came out on me on El Dorado with her pocketbook to get me together today. But she gave me a hug. And so we're looking at these are community centers. And so we've got, if we're senior, we get charged $100. You know, if we're a non-member, $450, a member, $350. I think we need to, I don't know what those, I think we're going to be legality to that to make sure we're in line, because people will say, you age discriminated, if it's a city property, can we vary those, you know, by your age? I'm a senior now, so I'm a one fund at home. And, you know, can we vary these? I think we need to look at these. I am concerned about those.
Well, it ain't free for the seniors if they gotta pay for a membership.
Into it. Yes, take care of our centers, but these centers are not just for children. I mean, for seniors, we have children and other things. I think the Flint watershed is going to be the independent center, which ours is the independent center being used now. I know. No. Well, I know Attorney Michelle Young had an event there. Was that the only event there? It's not being used? Okay. And so I would love to see, it has a beautiful setting. It's a beautiful setting that's there on Thread Lake. And that part of Flint could really use something where people can gather. And it's not just a senior center, it's a community. So in her job description, she would say, I don't know, community centers, senior centers, activity centers. I want to see what her contract looks like. And she's probably doing a great job. But I want to know what it is she's doing. She's managing 2 properties that we never had managed in the past, 15, 16, how many years? We didn't have managed. Thank you, Madam Chair. So, you're going to send questions. I've already, I've been working, and I'm gonna ask you because my speak to some of those things. Did I get the answers to that too? Because I don't wanna be redundant.
Because I also want to know, where is the funding coming? You know, how are we gonna pay for these, centers? I see on the master fee, schedule that we're charging for rental, but, you know, how are we gonna pay for salaries, gas and light bills and things like that, operational. This is a lot. Madam Chair, I don't know, I think I have colleagues that still have questions, but we cannot get answers. So, should we table? Yeah. Yes. Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion that we send the master 250155, the master fee schedule, send it to finance.
There's a motion on the floor to send 250155 to finance is your support. Support. Supported by Councilwoman in the sixth ward. This is the vote to send 250155 to council.
Madam Chair, you said to the council.
Excuse me, to finance.
Ms. Humphrey Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Michelle?
Yes.
Vice Chair? Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
And 5 yes, 0 no?
5 yes, 0 no, and if we could have, all your questions to, Davina, you can send it to the appropriate department and their responses back, and we can discuss it next week. Thank you. Is 250156. Assessment street lighting costs fiscal year 2026. Motion on the floor from Councilman in the 8th ward, supported by Councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there any discussion? Go ahead.
Mr. Moore, so, don't have it in front of me, what's the, account balance in street lighting account?
This fund doesn't very helpful fund balance.
What's that?
It doesn't very helpful fund balance.
I'm sorry,
Look at this.
The fund has a very helpful
See you
fund
later.
balance. It's, probably,
is that very healthy fund?
I'd estimate about 50% of the annual cost is in the fund balance right now.
I guess I'm questioning why, why are we then lowering? Because we just approved $2 million to basically cut our bills in half. And if we're saying we're already 50% over budget, or 50% over.
If it goes up over time.
Yeah. But if we already have 50% of what we need to cover in, I'm gonna say surplus in the account.
Mr. Pfeiffer, page 40 of the budget book.
I'm sorry,
Page 40.
Get you some rest.
So,
Her dog. She said she
seems to
got
me we have, unless I'm reading this wrong, we have close to a full year.
Yeah, that's correct.
We have close to a full year, and we just put $2 million of ARPA into replacing the LED to drop our consumer payment allegedly in half. So why are we lowering this to give the residents a breakdown that and have all this extra money in the account?
we, at this point, none of the new streetlights have been installed.
No, I get that, but if we have a surplus of $6 million, $6.6 million, and the budget, or the expenses are only $3 million a year, that's actually 2 years. Judy, correct me if I'm wrong, if we have 6.6 million and our expenditures are only 2.9, that's in excess of 2 full years of surplus in this account. And we're going to reduce it by 50% by approving the LED through ARPA funds. It seems to me like we're gonna have a hell of a lot of money in this, why not reduce it?
Ms. If you
Yeah, if you
I
are
actually,
wrong.
actually, the gentleman who's in charge of this program happens to be a friend of mine, so I know a little bit. And it's gonna take probably minimum until next year, next fiscal year,
No, I
for us
know.
to see a result of it.
But
And
if
we
we have-
also,
but if we have-
wait a minute. We also want to add more streetlights, and those were not included in that ARPA, and that would come out of this budget. But that's all I'm saying, that's all I know.
If we're going to reduce our bills by $1.5 billion a year, I mean, I'm just doing crazy math because I'm pretty smart. If we have 2 full years, if we stop collecting money from the residents on the street lighting, we have 2 full years that we can pay for that. And if we're going to save $1.5 billion, I mean, how many streetlights are we gonna put in?
Wow.
I mean, what are we gonna, because if we see a full year in this budget, in your forecast, shows us spending more money, which boggles my mind if we just submitted $2 million for a cost to cut our bills in half. How are we gonna spend more money? I think that this street lighting fund budget that you put together is worth less than the paper it's printed on. I'm just wondering how, at what point, at what fund balance in the street lighting are we looking to get before we cut funds, or before we cut the expenditure to the city, or to the residents? It doesn't make sense.
Refrain from clapping, thank you very much.
No,
You are
that's not what
disrupting
I
this meeting. Is there, is anyone else who wants to speak in the first round?
Madam Chair.
Go
Thank you. Mr. Moore, I know last year we did lower the street lighting assessment cost, correct?
Yes.
By how much?
It wasn't very much, it was less than $1 a year.
Was it less than
It's
$1?
about $10 a year.
He's a maniac, maniac.
How many dollars are you asking? I'm sorry.
We reduced it by approximately $10 a year for
You
the.
said 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought he said $1.
And so, what this is the same as last fiscal year, correct?
Correct.
I do have one question though, because I know, and we were doing assessments, but I know that there are, and I stumbled upon this in trying to get a light in a certain location where the city wasn't aware there was no longer a light there, but we were paying for that.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
where are we on our assessment with the lights that we're paying for? And if the lights actually exist in those locations?
I don't know if the census has taken place, but I don't know the staff is talking about taking a census of all the lights, make sure they're all working. I don't know the status of the census.
Okay. Is there any way, is that even in your wheelhouse of things that you're supposed to know? Is there any way that we could, Mr. Edwards, get an answer to that? If you send it to the city clerk, and she can just send it to all of us. I'm just, because I know we started doing the assessment last year to figure out, with all the lights that we're paying for, if they actually work, if there's actually light present to even work. And so I would like to know where we are with our assessment of streetlights. Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion in the first round? Madam Clerk.
in regards to street lights.
They already paid
One
for it
of
once.
the problems that I see, and I think it would kind of, eradicate the blight problem we have, is that we have blocks on the north end that do not have street lights. And I know the reason why they do not have street lights is because the houses have been demoed. So, but one of the things that I think would help with our blight problem is that if we light this city up with lights, is there any way possible, and I heard someone say that we're supposed to get some more lights, would these lights, where are these lights gonna go, the extra lights?
The plan is to overlay where the existing lights are with prime maps, and then see which areas are still dark with high crime rates, and light up those areas first.
The areas that I'm referring to?
Right. Well, I don't know if there's a high crime rate in that area, we'll try to light that up first.
Yeah, because there's a lot of dumping. I'm thinking about streets like Newell. There's a whole block where there's no houses and no street lights. White Street, those streets. We need to light those streets up because they're dumping. Every day they're dumping. And when it's dark, that's when they go and dump their loads. And I think that could help with the dumping issue that we have throughout the city. So I would hope that the extra lights that we're supposed to get, I would hope that those lights are going to be put in those areas. I yield, Madam Chair.
All right, Madam Chair. Thank you. What department is streetlights? Since I was Suzanne, is it planning development or who handles that?
Ashley Harris leading up this project.
Who?
And she's planning and development.
So, yeah, and I'm asking us to put it on the record, I know. And so if we, and no disrespect to Mr. Evans, we want to move through these, we need department heads here. This is budget time. So if we can have a meeting and maybe we can, break this down into sections so that all department heads don't have to be here. The street light is an issue, and as my colleague, we got to get a new light.
Clyde came back up there. Y'all get disrespectful asking him questions.
Include me. So, but how
They're not
we can
supposed to
have
ask him
that
finance
transition
questions.
easier If we do this and have which parts of the budget that we can ask people, like we need to ask Mike Ryder, we need to ask Ashley. So as we're going through, like these resolutions should have the people from those departments here, because they're gonna have questions. I mean, everybody is. Anybody know how to get a new street light on the top? And the pole?
If I may, we did have budget hearings, and these were provided in our packets. And if you do not come to those hearings where these were discussed, then I don't really appreciate the thought of bringing them back, giving you the opportunity as no, I am not. I'm not done. You may pause for time. You may pause for time.
Because what I'm gonna do is go home. You are a terrible chair, and I'm asking young questions. You have 5 people. You flex when you have no flex right now. And I'm asking, it is a reasonable thing to say.
That means she has no motion.
Go ahead.
You have no motion. That's what she's
We
trying to
had
say. You have no
hearings where
motion.
members of the department heads were all present. And I've stated and reiterated many times, questions put in writing, submit to the department heads, as well as Ms. Donahue, our Madam Clerk, sent an email to all council people asking for your
Point of
questions.
information. Point of information.
What's your point?
First, do you realize that you're taking the floor? You took the floor. She didn't ask for it. She was speaking, and she can't speak on her time.
Madam Chair,
What's your request?
Madam Chair, with all due respect, these resolutions with the streets, that was not part of that was supposed to be hearings for the departments. This is not part of the department per se. This is for bills.
Well, thank you, Dennis.
Okay, so, and I'm saying, Mr. Alberts, and it's respect, you and I are like to respect.
See what Judy said, she can chill, she can do what she wanted to.
I'm not
She thought she was there for a minute.
I'm going home, but as we're going through these, can you
Judy
please
mad.
have the department heads here so that we can ask, and for the record, she don't get to tell me what I can ask or I can
And she don't get to tell me I can't clap.
Right.
And it's free, because in budget time, you can.
Back in 2017, I don't know if you remember this or not, but everybody that bought an empty lot out of the land bank that was next to their homes, the city decided they were gonna charge them for lighting, electricity on those empty lots. I remember that? I remember that. Okay, so they're already overcharging people for street lights. But right, and they should demand this money because we elect these people to represent us, not the freaking mayor. We don't elect these people to represent the freaking mayor. These lots were already in the budget back then. Now they're gonna come and double dip us. That's what it comes down to. And Judy Priestley wants to shut me up so bad she can't stand it. She'd love to make me go sit in the corner. So she would let them up here in her face.
This resolution is tonight. She don't get to tell me I can't, this is tonight. The time and place for this meeting is tonight. With the date on the front. So we can have them, because I'm looking at how we're going through. And I just want the people here so we can make it easier. I did tell you, I will go through, have my other questions, but there's some questions we do need the department head to be able to ask, because Mr. Morton doesn't, and it's not fair. He doesn't work in those departments days. He's over like you are. You're over him. But I think we just have to be fair and getting good answers and being able to ask as many questions. Okay, if I ask this 25 times, I might be, I want the answer. That's my choice. It's my choice. So, I don't see us getting here. I'll stay, my colleagues want to go over this, but we don't, go ahead.
If I may.
Yeah.
Typically, through this process, the administration would be providing people, but usually, because, since I've been here, usually because we've had the hearings, we usually get to this point, and the council itself debates the pieces. And
I thought they had callbacks.
So that's the only reason they're
Departmental callbacks.
We bring the CFO out of an awareness to be here for this process.
And we couldn't make a call to meetings. They didn't ask us if we were ready.
I
She
wasn't.
made that schedule.
I wasn't. I mean, from my standpoint, that's a council business.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm just saying, from the administration standpoint, we made it a point to make sure through the budget process, we provided all of the department heads. So usually when we get to this stage, it is a matter of council itself debating what they've already heard, what they've already understood. But I have no problem with, if you set a meeting again, department heads will be available to answer.
Oh, wow.
Leeway for the answer. Anybody in the second round? You can continue Ms. Burns in the second round.
Mr. Moore, for the street light budget, you have that from, the street light fund?
Yes.
Do you have that from?
I do.
Okay. Fiscal year 23, I'm looking at the revenues. Fiscal year 23 was 2.6 million. Do you agree?
Yes.
Fiscal year 24, 3.05 million. Do you agree?
Yes.
How do we plan on getting an extra $500,000 for the fiscal year 25 budget? How did we come up with that number?
That's last year's budget. I don't remember the process. We did not revise it when we set the
I'm just wondering, because it's like,
we're not going to get the
15%, how are we going to collect 15% more revenue?
We're not going to collect 15% more revenue in 2025. We did not change the revenue estimate when we changed the billing or the special assessment last year.
So this budget, so you're saying is the budget that you submitted last year is just a copy paste from the year before?
Well, what I'm saying is that the budget for the for the property taxes from last year, after we submitted it, the city council reduced the.
We didn't reduce the whole.
We reduced the special assessment for people. And when you reduce the special assessment, we need to go back and change the.
So these budget numbers are incorrect.
Pardon?
These budget numbers are incorrect?
The 25 ones are, yes.
Okay, so.
Please.
So is the fiscal year 26 an accurate estimate?
That's what we have, yes.
Okay, so based on what we have, so if we skip over 25, because I'm pretty sure those numbers are incorrect.
Yes, they are.
So if we say 24, we go from 3 million to 26 is basically 3 million, so we're saying that that's pretty close to being the same, right? You agree?
Right, yes.
24 and 26, we're saying those on paper should be somewhat the same. What are we spending, if we jump down to expenditures, what are we spending an additional $1.4 million on?
Whoa. That was for replacing some of the streetlights. Now it's different, not the overheads, of course, what is the deficit lights?
He's trying to look back for help, and they won't even help him.
I believe so. Big increase would be the lights.
This man is gonna get them in a RICO investigation.
This is sad.
How do we know what is planned in those dollars? You're saying that there's decorative streetlights in that number. I'm hoping there's other streetlights as well, but how would we find out what makes up that $3.8 million?
Well, we had the budget here, we provided a detailed line item budget.
Oh, the streetlights?
For the streetlight.
Can I get a copy of that?
Yes, sir.
Not today, but right.
Because expenditures are normally, let's say, 2.4, and now you're saying they're going to be 3.8. I don't know that 1.4 million is going to be spent.
All right. Okay.
And we're also going to spend 1.4 in 27 as well?
I don't know that. 27, we pretty much copied over for 28.
I just don't understand why.
You here.
Copy and paste. If there's no plan, then there's no plan, just throw numbers into copy and paste. To me, that is doing more of a disservice, because it's almost like, okay, we're just going to.
They gave him this damn paper and told him to read it. elder abuse.
The police,
Is there anyone else in the second round?
the police.
Seeing none, I'm looking at this budget and looking at the expenses, I don't see the detail in my packet from the budget hearings of the streetlight fund. I just have general fund.
Okay. I'll go for the whole council.
Okay, that'd be nice, because I know, I looked at all the details when we were doing the budget, and,
Request for information.
what's that?
So you said you don't have that,
The detail, I don't see it in my packet.
I think
that wasn't that budget here?
I believe it was on the last one that we had when, Bob McDonald.
It might have been attached to something, and I didn't see it in my quick yes. If it was with Rod, then I'll look, I'll find it, I won't reach page, but, you know, they're stapled together, so, but, yeah, that was passed out of budget hearings, so, maybe the reason why I consider reducing that. Right, because I know last year's budget, you were here new, and you had the audit and everything, it was very difficult.
Online, that's
Right, okay, so, and I think that one of the things that we need to change in the charter is removing the budget being presented to council in December. We haven't even been 6 months of the budget at that point, and I just think that that's just cut and paste thing. So, on the street lighting, I think that's something that we need to look at. I don't remember any questions on that.
Ms. Winfrey.
So, I don't know. Any other discussion in the second round? How about the third round? Go ahead.
Mr. Moore and Mr. Edwards, I don't know if I'm going to be an advocate for lowering it, or I will not make a plan on how we're going to use this money. If we're not going to use this money and light up the city like a runway at an airport, then yes, we need to reduce the funds. But we don't have a plan. We need to add 1,000 streetlights or 500 or whatever the number is, what that cost is. To me, we're just throwing darts at numbers. So either we need to have a plan to say we need to spend X amount of dollars because we need 1,000 streetlights and it's going to cost this, or we keep it as it is. The savings from the ARPA fund, that's what's going to fund it. But to me, we've got a crime problem, we've got a blight problem, and we've got $7 million in the bank that can help that, and we need to exact crap with it. So we either need to reduce the fund to help the residents, or we need to come up with a plan of how we're going to light up the city to use these funds, because the residents pay for this with all these assessments, and we are just doing nothing with the money. And I think there's some frustration on, especially the north end, the dark spots, the dumping, and high crime spots. We have the money. Let's fix the problem.
Right,
But we're not gonna
and
fix
they
the
don't
problem.
have no paperwork
Let's
to
get it
show
done.
anything
That's what I think.
as to where the money went. He don't have his this man is his boss, and he don't have no paperwork.
Is there any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'm agreeing with Councilman White.
3.7 million.
And no plan.
And you know what? And we made him have paperwork to show where this increase went and got spent. That's called one thing, money laundering.
So we don't have a plan, a lot of these things.
Unless they can prove me wrong.
That is something that residents do, they're taking that and using it. Now, I'm gonna talk to to really get a gauge on what residents.
None of that paperwork makes sense. None of it.
And so we
None
can
of it.
add, especially.
And they just keep wanting more money and spending more money. We are this far from getting our fourth emergency manager in our city. We are. If I ran my house budget like the city of Flint is running their budget, they'd come and kick me out of my house.
So with the data, that the police does have the data, and it's called a spot, it's called spot police, spot policing. I think that's what it's called. Right, and it'll show where we have the area, and I don't think like residents, they wanted to go.
Yeah, and they're whining they don't have enough police, but yet they have enough to bring them here.
Areas in which that.
Oh, well, we even have the chief here
Just like Councilwoman
for that price.
She said there.
Because I called the police just the other day and I couldn't get a police car. I'm thinking that's because of who I am, but it don't matter. I should be serviced. I'm paying taxes for it.
But take that, you know, it is music. I think that.
None of that makes any sense.
If you're not using money, why don't you, it has to be feasible.
See, and she,
You know, why, if we're saving,
she's showing
other than just saying, I cut street light, you know, why did you
she's
cut
probably
street
showing
light?
them the same
Because
thing you're showing me.
we have a problem, they like to do stuff when it's dark.
Because none of this makes any sense.
And so with Councilman Piper, we need a plan, if we're cutting it, where's the plan? And what is your plan to light up the city? Because if you have a plan to light up the city.
We're gonna end up with another emergency manager. That's what we're gonna end up with.
Light up the city.
And it's like right over their heads.
So I think there has to be a plan, and I think there does. Other than saying, we cut street light. If you have people saying, crime is bad, we need to light up the city. You know, and even driving, you know, and, you know, in the evening, it's dark. I mean, it's dark. You know, it's not as populated, because if you drive on residential street, usually you would have on some of these residential streets, people with the light poles, the big poles, so the street was more lit up. And that was that was like the neighbors show pride in your piece of the street, what was dark. These streets are dark. And all that is dark. You got sinkholes and manholes. Then manhole covers.
You need to help them come back to the
So I think what plan do we have to, if we're taking the money, what plan do we have to light up the city? And how are we going to light the city up? Because that needs to be done. How much is the assessment for the street lighting per house? 72 a year. So we do divide that by 12, we're looking at, so we're looking at $6 a month to light up the city per resident. And that's really light up the city. So I don't think people would turn that down, because what they are tired of is crime. We're tired of crime. So I'm with Councilman Pipers and Councilman Carter on that. We need to have a plan that we're taking. And I hope that plan is light the city up, reduce crime, and it can be part of the comprehensive public safety plan to reduce crime. I feel that.
I'm going to, any other discussion in the third round? Seeing none, so, Phil, I did not find it, but what I had in my bag was the water and sewer.
I'll make sure you have it.
Okay, yeah, because I put everything in my bag, except for the last hearing. All right, thank you very much. All right, going on to, this is, yes, go ahead. Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Akeward, supported by Councilwoman Sevenport, to send to finance. This is for the, hold on, yeah, we need Ms. Jared Ricardo to come.
I'm coming.
Thank you.
But he ain't got no paperwork to give to our city council.
TV 12, maybe you can come and explain to us what they explained to you.
That's right.
I said, maybe you can come and explain to us about the budget, what they explained to you.
Okay, this is the vote to send resolution 250156, assessment street lighting costs fiscal year 2026.
Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Shad?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley? Yes. Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms.
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That will be the next one is resolution 250157, user fee municipal solid waste costs for fiscal year 2026. What is the pleasure? Motion by Councilman Ford to approve. Is there support? Supported by Councilwoman Ford. Discussion.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, Mr. President.
Mr. Moore, did, or maybe Judy, did the $2 million ever pass this body? Okay. So, so this year, the rates are gonna stay the same. Next year, we're probably gonna have to raise.
I would think so, yes.
How do we? I don't even know where to go on this. This is, revenue. The state revenue for fiscal year 24, that was the grant for the carts, right?
Yes.
So that really doesn't count. So, we gotta go back to, I'm trying to figure out what our actual revenue is gonna come in. Is our revenue that we're gonna actually get going to be closer to 23 actual? Because I'm trying to figure out, if we're not raising, and I know we're probably losing more parcels than we're gaining, so how is the revenue going up? So I'm trying to figure out, is the revenue in 23 more close to accurate? Because I don't know how, you were proposing, because I'm gonna say that the fiscal year 25 or 6.9, I'm thinking that that's, no pun intended, that's a garbage number.
This is a very hard number. That's the.
No, I know that, so the fiscal year 23 is basically 6 million. I wanna know how the fiscal year 25, we're saying is gonna be 7 million. We don't have, doing the math on that, that's a hell of a lot more parcels coming online. That's not an act. I can promise you we have more parcels dropping off than we do coming forward. So how do we have more revenue, sir? Paul, if you want to step up to the microphone and bail him out, you give me something. So without you have to go to the meetings or anything else, we'll go back to my original statement. Is fiscal year 23's number, barely 6 billion, a more accurate number? 23 is going to be the actual number, the actual dollars that are coming as revenue. Right, so I'm saying, those numbers that are coming as revenue.
24 is also an actual.
And it goes to, you see what I'm saying?
If you're willing to. It's actually in line with the 24. 25 number. So how did we have 450,000 like, doing the math, like $200 a parcel, the math don't math.
This is a tough number to estimate because part of.
But why are we estimating when these are allegedly actual numbers?
24 is actual.
I understand that, but why would we have such a lower number in 23 then?
The part of the college has that, annual days that are, special assessment. The county then, when we sell up the county, they reimburse us. Then 3 years later, they look back at who's they either collected from or they seized the property from. And that varies from year to year depending on what's happening.
So you're saying we got more money from the county on that?
The fallback is the tough part. You don't know how much is going to be fallback 3 years later.
Thank you. So, Mr. Moore, so, okay, so we had this conversation last year. So, and I think we had the guy here from Priority. So we received premium services, is what he said, for trash. And in order to lower that item, we have to lower the services that they give to us. Or we would be basically receiving, coming this July, residents will receive a tax bill for $202.56, right? No. So it's a special tax assessment for that. So we took the $2 million from ARPA to balance it for 2 years, but residents will get a new bill July, because we have premium services. How much was the other companies? We ever know now that were cheaper? That
that was before we were.
Okay, you don't know. Okay. So, this July, residents can expect that. Here's another question. We read was $260,000 cheaper. And we didn't take that. That was for the trash cans, trash cars, and we didn't take that. We did not. And so when we look at where it should have been.
Ms. Williamson. Yeah. This is your first one.
I'm not paying for me staying on my garbage can, whatever, for garbage.
Miss Gladys, sit
That's
down.
what it comes down to.
Miss Gladys, sit down.
A warning.
Because Judy don't like her. Judy don't like her.
Continually interrupting this meeting. That's right. And
What? Blood pressure. Your blood pressure. Blood pressure. Blood pressure. I'm right. Blood pressure.
So, Mr. Moore, if we don't have our face in here. So residents expect every year in July to get their taxes, a bill of $202 approximately to balance that.
For in 2026.
Yeah, it's a 5-year contract with them. Because
We had a 5-year contract.
yeah, which I did not vote for. And so will residents have to, will we have this tax bill every year?
We will be paying at least the 202 on that.
Okay.
And 2026, we're proposing to keep the same rate that we have currently. 2027, we're gonna have to revisit, figure out what we're gonna do at that point.
Okay, and so we were talking about lowering, I don't know, lowering services. I don't even, I mean, we're just saying that would be great, trash pickup, you know, the frequency would be, I mean, this is where I say, we need to write the budget forecast out to make sure.
And he don't have nothing to give these to the types of people that say, well, this is happening to the people.
I don't know, I guess there was problems
Then I went up there and I intimidated his poor person. You heard him say, disrespect
So
him.
we will have.
I'll spit out here, you better stay far away from me.
This is what we talked about last year, they kept saying.
See if that disrespects him.
And you actually, this is something else, you actually do not have dialogue.
We did, but this year, we can provide the same level of service for the same fee that we're charging right now, and it's to cover the cost. That's what we recommend.
So in here it states July, in our resolutions, that in July 2025 tax bill, we're gonna be charged 202.56 to be charged to residential and multifamily dwellings up to 4 units.
Right.
Yeah, we had this last year, they kept trying to say it wasn't true. It was true. It was true. And so, we're stuck with a company we can't afford. And this was the thing when I was staying last year, we couldn't afford it. And it's nice that, premium services, we can't afford it. And I get when people say, and they're missing trash, we all probably get calls about trash being missed in our wards. And coming late and so on, that happens. But we're going, this is a negative balance, and that's why they get a tax assessment, because we have a premium service we cannot afford. And we gotta do this up for another, 5 years? And that was enough, we got a no-bid contract too, as a matter of fact. It was enough, the contract wasn't even bid out.
The charge we had was just for, whatever's on that one side, whatever we put in that area, there's just one cost for that.
It was just one cost. What was the one cost?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Can I have that in writing, the one cost, the cost of those bids?
I don't think it's worded like that, I'll see what I can find for you on that.
Yeah, because it has to be an additional cost, I would think, for his name to be on all of those bins. Really, in all, the only thing that should have been on the bins was the city of Flint and our logo, along with the number per dwelling. And that should have been all that was on those bins.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know,
That's where our
so answer this question, and I'm looking at the revenue line for waste collection for fiscal year of 2025, whereas it says 8.9 million, and then for the proposed budget for 2026, we go down to 6.4 million. Explain that.
There's a $2 million transfer in 2020.
Okay, the 2 million that we just voted on. Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't see that. Well, I forgot about that. Okay, the transfer. All right. So, the fee was the same for last year as well, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, what year was that? And I don't know if you know this. I know 1 year we did go up on the waste collection. It went up tremendously.
Yeah, I don't know, I wasn't here when that occurred, but we'll find that information. Is our,
I'll have to go back and see if I can find it. All right. Thank you.
Any other, Ms. Michelle? Do you have any questions? Okay. I'm gonna take a few minutes. We talked about the price of our trash collection, and, I actually have a friend in another municipality, who doesn't understand budgets well. And so she has me go through their budget with her to explain it. And, one of the things that we looked at is the trash collection. And in this municipality, their annual, cost is $206.46 per year. And they only have recycling every other week. So for what we're paying, we're getting more service in this other municipality. So I just want to point that out, and this is not increasing our taxes. It's the same price as it has been the last 2 years at least, if not 3. So, and that, they actually have a bill for that, and it doesn't go on their taxes, but that is their charge. And anybody in the second round? Go ahead.
I don't think you can, I don't think you can do apples to apples to what other people pay because they have to be half a mile between houses. So unless you're populated like we are, we get a value discount. So, and was the option of every other week recycle? Was that even brought forward to try to save us money? I don't think it was, because I think that the residents would have allowed, every other recycling if it didn't raise their taxes. Mr. Moore, just by my back of the napkin math, it looks like next year we're going to have to raise the tax fee by approximately 15%. So go from 202 to 230. And those are my numbers, just looking at what's in front of me. So with that being said, are we doing anything to verify the number of houses that they're actually picking up on? Because we're paying for 33,820, and I've been asking for, since I've been sitting in the seat, is that an actual accurate number? Because they're saying, like, they could be picking up at 29,000 houses, and we're paying 4,000 more in revenue. Like, how do we know what those numbers are? How can we cross-reference to get an actual number?
We periodically go out and count.
I'm sorry?
Periodically, we go out and count the number of houses.
You're saying it's pretty hard to go out and count.
It is hard, but we do it periodically. I don't know when the last time that occurred, but I do know that they do go out periodically and count the number of
Point of information, during budget hearings, Heather said they were doing it this fall.
But, so, if they're doing it this fall, when's the last time it's been done?
Right.
Because the trash contract is based on this number that somebody made up. So, the past 3 years, if they do that this fall in September, whenever the hell the numbers come in, and the numbers come in at 30,000, and we've been paying 33,000 for the life of this contract, are they going to give us a 3,000 credit? Like 3,000 houses times $200 is a lot of money. And we're paying that year on and year on and year on. I mean, who knows, they could be leaving money on the table. I don't think it's more than that number, but if it's 35,000, but to me, there's a reason why they're not challenging that number, because they know that that number that we're paying for that is more than they're paying now. And the longer we wait, if we wait till this fall or whenever to go out and actually coordinate these numbers, to me, they're gonna say, whoa, we're gonna need more money if the numbers are down. Like, these numbers are elevated. And they know it. So, Mr. Edwards, if there's anything possible we can do to escalate that count, because to me, that count is going to be detrimental to how much these numbers need to raise next year. Because if we go by this imaginary count, I think I'm pretty accurate, we got raised by at least 15%. Just the deficit of $700,000 a year, in order to make that up, we're gonna have to raise by approximately 15%. You know what I'm saying? Do we really have to just blindly raise by 15%, or we need an actual count? Okay. And we're gonna raise by 10%. That's what I'm trying to get at for next year. And the longer we continue to overpay on this contract, the more it's gonna bite us in the end, because the priorities can come back and say, no, based on this amount, if you reduce the amount, then I'm gonna charge more per house. I hope that's not where the contract is written. Oh, yeah.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Real quick, Mr. Moore, it does state, and I don't know if you knew, and Councilman Carter was looking at it also, and we had discussion. Recycling is supposed to be bi-weekly, and it's stated in the budget, but it is weekly. Is this a discrepancy?
Yes.
Okay, so that is not in here. And, Madam Chair, to the city Attorney Gurley, could you please, I am requesting a legal opinion on, can you use taxpayers' money to put your name on trash cans, shirts, signs? Can you do that? Because we got, if he's not there in 26, we got trash cans, shirts, and signs with his name on them. And we could please get a legal opinion, because I watched and read, I think the super mayor Tiffany here did that, and she got in trouble. You can't think so, so we get a legal opinion, because people are supporting shirts with his name on now in departments. Not shirts, but his name shouldn't be on. Thank you. We should get a legal opinion on that, that's a big issue. And so, bi-weekly discrepancy.
That's the department when
I'm going to ask some questions, and I will go back through, I just want to know about that, because there has to be, we talk about, a die had to be made with a stamper to put on those trash cans. And they charge per line when they do those. And when they do that, they make that die and they stamp them out. There is no other municipality that has the mayor's name on it. And Riri was $260,000 cheaper. So I don't know if that's the problem. I don't know. To get that die made to stamp those out. So if I could please get a legal opinion on, can we use the mayor have his name on paraphernalia, trash cans, signs, shirts, and not vote on by the council?
Any other discussions? Any other discussions?
Go to the vote.
Okay, I'm gonna take a couple minutes, just to state that, before we transferred the ARPA funds in, I was talking about raising the garbage rates. And that I felt that leaving it at the same rate was a detriment to the fund, as it didn't cover the cost. So, yes, we are going to have to raise the rates eventually. But in the meantime, this is where we're at, and luckily we can hold the rates as they are and still receive the premium services.
But they gotta pay.
So that's my discussion. Any discussion in third round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Yes, so you're saying we're not raising rates, but we are getting a bill start in July for $202.56. So that's, I mean, type of raising rate. If you get a special assessment.
What's your request? We have.
So, but she said add an additional.
No.
Okay.
No. It's the same as last year.
So in this resolution, 25, is it 26?
it goes up. So, Mr. Moore, when is it going up?
I'm guessing in 2027, probably a year from now.
Right, so 26, 27, it goes up with this special assessment, right? Yeah, so.
Every year. The garbage rate and the lights, what information?
So, because he stated before in our budget hearings that the tax, we did not have enough revenue last year. He said that we would either have to increase services or there would be a special assessment.
Last year, we were very concerned for the ADS, but we thought we were going to have an increase this year. Fortunately, we catching up that we covered 3 years for what we did. We thought it was only going to be 2 years.
That again, because I couldn't hear it.
Well, with ADS stuff last year, we were concerned with how we made ADS, but we thought we covered 2 years for the $2 million that we transferred. We were fortunate that it's actually going to cover 3 years.
Okay, so the 2 million covered 3 years.
That's right.
So we had to put 2 million in because of what?
Because otherwise, we would have been raising rates or we would be having a deficit.
Okay, so, right, so we saying we didn't have, right, to raise it up. Right, and so, right, so we would raise it up to what would be, we don't know what the difference would be. We have a 5-year contract, so we should know. Do we know what it'll be raised up to?
We can calculate those if you want.
Yeah, can we, I'll put that, if you can calculate, how much it will be raised to,
Point, I want to go back to the point of information that I said, is that the emergency manager actually put that as a special assessment for the streetlights and the garbage. It was a tax. And the emergency manager took that and put it on as a special assessment so he could raise the tax.
all right, I think I have some clarity now with that, with the 2 million. I've got it. Thank you.
Any other discussion in the third round? Go ahead.
Mr. Moore, just, it seems to me like the street light and this are an opposite spectrum.
Yes.
They're complete opposite financial position. What happens?
Almost 9 o'clock.
And I know it's, there goes back to the service rate. What happens? How long are these garbage cans? Is the city guaranteed that they made a viable option for the residents? So if they have a life of 5 years, 10 years, at some point they're gonna have to be replaced, right? So are we going to have to add another special assessment, or are we saying that after the 5-year lifespan, that their residents are gonna have to come out of pocket per each one if they need to be replaced?
We haven't addressed that question yet. My expectation would be that the useful life would have been probably at least 10 years.
You say that, Mr. Moore, but you don't live in the city, and I'm saying that as my garbage can gets picked up by this thing, and this arm is beating the crap out of it, and there's gouges in it already, and they've started, when did they start just picking up with these machines, like in the last few months? So I don't think that they have a 10-year lifespan if the machine is gouging the mess out of them already. Woo! If the machine is gouging it and damaging it, at some point it's going to be failed. Is that failure beyond the lifespan on the resident, or now we're going to have to come out of pocket some other way as a mass replacement because I don't know.
That's a question.
I'm not saying that's a question for you or maybe for Mr. Edwards. to find the answer out, but we gotta, come up with a plan to come up, to buy the grant, to, purchase them. But once again, we don't have a plan on how the program is going to evolve over its lifespan. And with the fee schedule, it has replacement of $150 on it. So if it breaks in the next 3 years, I'm like, what are we, because I don't think we should hold the residents. Once you get this can, if it breaks beyond, or if it breaks at day 2, or day 1,002, you're gonna have to come up with this money or replace the can or do anything else. I don't think we've given any of that information to the residents. Now, I'm just asking if because there was a 5-year contract, but it was basically a 10-year contract or an 8-year contract because there was additional add-on years. So at some point, this trash bin thing is going to come to a head again. Keep asking the administration for plans. What are we going to do in 5 years when we start having casualties on these trash bins? Not something I need to answer today, but at some point, it's going to boil over.
Request for information. What's your request?
Wasn't there are reserved trash cans, right? We have X amount.
And parts.
Yeah, okay.
I got mine.
Anyone else? Anyone else on the third round? I believe. Let me double check. Yep, third round. Okay. I'm gonna take a few minutes. Some of these questions were addressed during budget hearings. And either they weren't watching the videos, or they didn't put their questions in writing to the department heads for which they could answer. We've had those issues. And that's, I want everybody to understand that those were questions that were asked and addressed. Going on now, anybody in the fourth round?
You can't.
Point of information.
Which point?
That's your point. So are you saying that you guys discussed the solid waste, assessment?
We did. Yeah, it's part of the discussion.
Oh, okay. Well, why are we discussing it?
It's the resolution to approve on this resolution.
So that's why we're having a discussion and we can ask questions.
And what
I just want to say to you, we can ask questions, whatever question we have. So why do you keep saying that?
Because I want to reiterate to people, I'm going to reiterate to the residents at home, this is, I am, that members of this body did not attend more than 1 or 2 budget hearings. And some of the questions that they're asking are questions that were asked during those budget hearings and were answered. They didn't even watch the videos.
If they were already answered, why are you answering it now?
So when we're done, I asked the floor with. You gotta watch the video. And try next round.
I heard Mr. Pfeiffer first for the third round.
That's right, Miss Witness.
Gotta watch the video.
Ain't this the 4th round?
Like we're stupid.
So when you actually give the budget hearing out and ask if people can make it, then you should pipe up and say people weren't there and they said that they were going to be there. But when you broadcast something out as a dictator and say this is the schedule, you need to show up and don't. Don't come up here and talk
member asking, how would you like budget hearings to be done? Not a single response. Ms. Dunn, did you receive any response to that?
Point of order, you're taking the floor.
So, dang, she just going too
So, when you want to try to throw people under the bus, I'll reclaim my time. When you want to try to throw people under the bus, and I just want to let residents know that whatever, nobody cares, Judy. We're here, this is in front of us today, we're asking questions today.
Thank you.
It's just unbelievable. Like, the 6 people that watched your hearings because people were falling asleep, nobody cares. We're here today to discuss this. This resolution was not presented in your budget hearings.
Nor the paperwork.
Wow.
I do.
Any other discussion?
Yes, I would be getting from there, so.
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
Thank you. So everyone has other responsibilities. We all do. So to say one or two, I really don't know how many I was at. But I know it was more than one. It was probably more than 2. And when I'm gonna ask you for my attendance. And when I wasn't here, what I did was watch. That doesn't mean you are deemed that at that time is the only time you can ask questions. That's not how this works. It doesn't work out anymore. It doesn't work that way. There should be a time when you should ask anything because these are questions. This is counter.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay for like another 10 minutes. I'm gonna bounce now in 10 minutes.
And there was a time, you know what you did? You didn't send a calendar. What we did was get the budget. Asking how we want it done is not the same as saying, are you available on this day? And you amended the days without asking. So let's be clear about that. You did not say, can you, or to us, can you be here on a Wednesday? You didn't do that. It wasn't done. And then when it was amended, you didn't say, hey, we need to amend it to this day. Is everyone available? That didn't happen, so you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. You did not ask us if we were available. Asking how the vision of how you want budget hearings to be done is not the same as asking your availability. It's just not. And if you give a very short notice, a 24-hour notice, that's not going to work for this council. Respectfully. Respectfully. So for you to say that, again, I have 3 grown children and 2 parents which are seniors. And my time is just as important as the residents' time. If you send one 24 hours before, that's not enough or an adequate amount of time for me. It's not. I was watching the hearings with my mother. It's not a caregiver issue. So for you to comment like that, you shoot shots tonight. Right, I don't, exactly. And it needs to stop. When you're looking for tonight is to pass the budget. I don't care if I want to ask 1 million questions, if I want to duplicate them, I can do that. You don't get to limit what we ask. It's not your place to do that. Just don't do that. If you send out the amendments, anybody call and say, hey, we want this from this day to that day. I didn't get a call if it was okay. It came in the email that it was changed. So how something is to look is not scheduled. It's included in it, but it's not specific to it. That's
Point of information. This is the Councilwoman Burns. Do you realize you're not a part of the leadership team?
Some of the leadership team is not here tonight. So I just want to make the questions, and sometimes you may need to have more questions, and that's what budget time is for. You're not limited. Stop limiting. We are all elected by the people to our boards, all of us. Stop limiting, don't do that. You know, and we have some legitimate questions. Doesn't mean you have to ask that question in budget. I mean, where does it say you have to ask your questions in budget? It doesn't state that. And I think it's a very, this council is changing. I want to move along with respect to each other. Stop shooting shots. I'm sitting here not because I don't have something to do, but because the budget is taking precedent, and you shoot a shot. Stop that tonight.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I do want to reiterate what you said about the fact that you did ask all members, Madam Clerk actually sent it out, asked all members their availability in December about budget hearings. Like you said, none of us responded to you. And so because no one responded to the clerk who sent out the request that you asked to send out, you then set a schedule, because the schedule has to be set regardless to if we respond or not.
What's your request?
So we're supposed to know our schedule in December for what we're gonna be doing on the rainy day.
So you're supposed to respond and give some ideas of when you're available. We can't keep holding it off just because you don't know what your schedule might be.
What's your request? In December, I have more availability because I have an aging mother. It changed.
As I was stating, because what was brought up was that she didn't ask, and she did ask. Nobody responded, me included. So what she did was set a date.
Did she ask for the minutes?
Let me continue. As I was saying, since it was put out there that she did not ask, and she did, and nobody responded, so she moved forward as the finance chair and set dates. And then, furthermore, the same way that you all are saying you have the right to say what you want to say tonight, and you can ask whatever questions you want, she can make the statement that some of these questions were already asked because they were. The same way that you get to say what you want, she gets to say what she wants. She can point out that y'all missed budget hearings and that these questions were asked. She can point out that some of this stuff was already explained. She's well within her right to do so. It's not taking shots, it's stating facts.
Request for information.
You keep using the floor. You keep trying to take you.
You're not the chair.
You got losing. What's your request? You're losing.
That's fine. Y'all aren't gonna vote on any of this tonight anyway. We keep moving it back. We keep moving everything to finance. It was scheduled so that we can try and get this work done. It is amazing how you want to sit up here and be able to say whatever you want to say, but if someone says something back that is a fact, you're leaving, you're leaving, you're leaving. Enjoy being derelict of duty. Have a good evening, everyone. Well, I got 3 more minutes. You won't hear it for another 3. Let's see, what else? I believe there was a comment made about the fact that something was boring. This is city business. Everything's not going to be eventful and entertaining. We work on the city business, but because you all want to sit up here and tell her that she can't point out that these questions were already asked, you want to leave. There's nothing stopping you from doing city business. That's amazing. Y'all were being disrespectful to Judy. Y'all were being disrespectful to Judy.
Excuse me, I didn't get point of information, I'm not being disrespected frequently.
Your kids are all your kids. My kids haven't doing anything.
That's fine. Because it's good when y'all do it, but it's a problem when we do it. See you later.
Exactly. Goodbye, this meeting.
Bye-bye.
For lack.
See y'all in the morning, family.